Welcome, one and all, to a Thursday live stream edition of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
I'm Jeff.
You're Conrad.
That's Conrad, and I'm Belle.
I'm Conrad. I'm Belle. So I got
Just because you live in a fucking mansion, man, doesn't mean you can delay the rest of us. Mr. High Class Society.
Fucking hamster running. Jesus Christ.
Wow, it is going to be one of those nights. We have been having
shit.
We have been having an absolute field day here behind the scenes. Yeah, everyone's having tech issues and all sorts of nonsense going on. It has been an absolute mare of a night. So bear with us as we try and get through this one. Apologies, all we're later than we planned. We thought we'd be a little bit late, but not this late. And yeah, everything's just gone to pot tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Conrad had to move into his new house. I mean, check it out. That's some fancy digs, man.
Thank you, Diggs.
I did.
Very nice.
I did. Yeah. Yes,
Okay, it looks like the lag might be going too. So there's something going right.
And
fuck,
all those concerts you go to, I don't know how you afford such a nice place.
That's because you can afford that place. You can go to those concerts. There we go.
I guess.
Yes.
You look like a fucking mafia boss, man.
Oh,
This is my
Exactly.
my weekend house. You know, I'm just. I got another place.
oh wow. All right. Jesus, here we go. So tonight we're going to get through a lot, as always. We've got another round of King of the Riff. This time it's Mötley Crüe's Too Fast for Love going up against Holy Diver and Dio. We're going to do our songs of the week. We're going to pick our albums from '84. We're going to play another round of Guess the Game. This time Belle's going to be in charge of that one. So I guess the song. Did I say Guess the Game? Oh, fuck if I know what it is anymore.
Guess the game.
Guess the game, guess the show, guess everything tonight because fuck, everything's going on.
Just bring out the equipment and you can guess the game. What have we got in store for you tonight, baby?
I don't know. Just fucking guess who at this point in time.
Not a whip.
No. So we're going to be going through all this sort of stuff, including another round of Guess the Song, I should say, which Belle is in charge of tonight.
That sounds better.
It's a little more on point. Rowan's here. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're keeping well. Same with Andrew. Good evening all once again. Yes, we're here, sort of. Adrian's here. Good to see you too. Cool screen, Conrad. So there we go.
Your secret's out, man. It's not real.
Same with Sally. Evening all. And Michael, good evening. Good to see you all. Hopefully you're all having a good week and hopefully you're all having less tech issues than we are tonight because we have all had an absolute shit show behind the scenes. But it is slowly.
Not me. I'm all good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Then. So me and Belle then. Okay, we'll put it that way. So we'll go with that as a theory. We're going to try and work our way through this one bit by bit. As always, everything we're going to talk about tonight, there are reference tracks for you in the description box, whether you're watching live or tuning in later on via video or audio. Please do go and check out the reference tracks in the description box for everything we're talking about tonight. I'll put them in the chat as we go through, but for those that are tuning in later on, it's going to be important to have those there as a reference. While you're doing that sort of stuff, check out our links too. Find us on your preferred social media platform. Give us a like, a follow, a share. Just even a thumbs up is greatly, greatly appreciated. And if you want to help us out even more, check out our Patreon page for more information on just how to do that. You get to do things like watch our little Sunday sessions behind the scenes here live with us and other cool perks too. It has been a day, but let's do the rounds quickly. Dave, how's your week been?
I'm good. I am good. What has happened? Halloween was good. Carved a jack-o'-lantern. The second one I've ever done. Did one last year, did one this year. This year's was much, much better. Goffed up a little bit, walked around the neighborhood, put the Halloween theme music on my phone as we were walking around. I put that, set the atmosphere.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Walked a lot further than usual, but not as many houses collectively in a group were doing it, but they were more spread out. So you know if people are decorated, you can harass them. If they're not, you leave them alone. It's a little Halloween etiquette. But yeah, we went around and Jade's best friend came with us and then they had tea with us. And while we were inside, they were giving out the last of the lollies. And then we ran out and then they were hanging out the front to compliment people on their costumes. I think they were just checking out boys because they were talking about boys quite a lot. So they're at that actually. Boys are stinky and they're annoying, but we want to see them. I'm like, okay, do what you need to do. Check out the costumes. It's okay. Yeah. Speaking of Jade, we watched Speed on Friday night, which she loved. Not as much as Die Hard, but we're going for a whole bunch of action movies.
Nice.
Tried to convince her to watch a horror because it was Halloween coming up, but we're trying with Killer Clowns. Well, Killer Clowns might be cool, but she wants to stick with the action.
Okay.
Apart from that, Tuesday's a public holiday, and I got Monday off. I didn't get to have 5 days off on school holidays, so I get 1 day off. I get a 4-day weekend, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
And big news in the Guns N' Roses world: the single for Perhaps has been delayed until the 8th of December, which means the General and Monsters, the B-side, has also been delayed. But when that was announced, it leaked. So the original demo to those 2 songs have leaked, which I have, if anyone wants to hear them. But believe me, people are going to hate them. I think they're pretty cool, but that's me. I'm a GNR fanboy. But if anyone wants them, message me. I will share. I'm happy to share.
Yeah.
Apart from that, Jeff, how are you with your angel friend behind you?
Oh, that's a demon, Dave. Yeah, very well.
Demon, angel? Demons are just fallen angels.
I don't
anyway.
know what the hell this is just there. But yeah, no, I'm well.
It's
look, I
cough for
was
me,
in the-
baby.
It's cool. Yeah. I was in the Halloween frame of mind, leading up to Halloween. I went out and bought like $100 worth of fucking lollies for the kids. Had about 20 kids show up. What I did was I got these bags, right? All like different Halloween colored bags and shit. Put like 7 or 8 pieces of fucking those fun size things. Smart, whatever they are, fucking. I don't eat the shit, and then just gave them out, and I got mobbed at the fucking front door. So these kids were like, fucking trying to get in there, screaming and grabbing fucking things. And I'm like, holy fuck. It was fucking a shit show. But at the end of the day,
I've never done this before, have you, man?
Just take the fucking things. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, one guy kept coming back, kept saying, my little sister didn't get one. I'm like, he's got 3 in his fucking hand. I'm like,
you lying little cunt.
Maybe it's time to fucking share a bag, but I ended up giving him another one. So, oh well, kids are kids, right?
This is where you give them the trick.
Yeah.
Them.
No. Because my brother-in-law, I think it was my brother-in-law knew somebody anyway. He messaged me, so somebody their car got fucked up. Basically, they went out to open up the door to get in the next day on the 1st of November, the next day, and someone had taken some shit and put it on the door handle and grabbed it and got in to go to work, and then they had a handful of fucking shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Yep.
Don't do that.
That's not funny. That's
no, exactly. Don't do that. But yeah, so that kind of that set that morning off a little bit fucked up. But yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen to me.
Everything's funny if it happens to somebody else.
Oh, I laughed. Yeah, I thought it was funny, but But anyway, it is what it is. I don't know what kind of shit it was, whether it's human shit, dog shit, cat shit, but shit's shit. So, different flavors, but they're all shit. Conrad, how about you?
What a choice of words.
Fucking Canadians.
I'm good. I've had a good week. I went and saw the Dead South.
Obviously, look where you're living, man.
For those of you, I've upgraded my apartment. Thank God.
Nice.
I went and saw the Dead South. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Dead South, go see them. They're amazing. They're not really a rock metal band, but nevertheless, they're still good. They're like a bluegrass hillbilly band, but fantastic, really, really good. They'll be out in Australia in March, so do go. Nice. They're amazing. So I caught them on Friday, and then DJ'd a rock bar after that, which was amazing. It was really good. Went down really well. Then what did I do on Saturday? Yeah, I was out Saturday as well. No gig Saturday. Sunday saw the 69 Eyes, of which I'll be sending you some pictures, Dave.
How was it? Yep, please. How was it?
Yeah, they were great. Nice. They were really good. Yeah, they were fantastic. So that was a good night. And then DJ'd after that in another rock bar after that. So it's been a busy weekend. Yeah, it's been good.
Wow.
And I've got
I'm
Galactic
keeping my
Empire
fingers crossed. Sorry, man, I'm cutting you off. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that 69 Eyes might be at Glamfest next year.
That'd be good.
Maybe, yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. They're not touring anywhere in January. I checked, so it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else? I got the Galactic Empire on next week as well, which I'm looking forward to. So that'd be good. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Indeed. So it's been quite busy. Over to you, Belle.
Who to me?
Any
yeah,
gigs in sunny Tassie, Belle?
busy week. Yeah, Tassie's been, I don't know, crazy weather-wise, crazy people-wise.
Okay.
It's just freaking another world down here. But yeah, I've been busy at work. My offside has gone on holiday, so I'm holding the fort. So that's great. But it's all right. I like being busy. It's better than being bored, right?
True.
Yeah. I live in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't bother doing Halloween decorations. No one comes here trick-or-treating. It's far to walk from property to
Go to
property.
the parks halfway across Tasmania to yell trick or treat. I just found my neighbour from 20 miles away.
It would have been great. Yeah, one day we'll move back to civilization.
If somebody rocked up and said trick or treat, you'd have to give them a whole fucking bucket load. Just for the effort.
I would. I've always got sweets, so I would have happily given them away.
Oh wow!
So
you walk all this way for one kid-sized Mars bar. Here you go.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
The effort is definitely worth commending because it's a long way up. Like the driveway is about half a kilometre. That's just the driveway. Yeah. So, but anyway, I actually had forgotten that night that it was Halloween. Normally, I would watch Halloween, but I didn't.
Oh
yeah,
I just forgot. Just completely forgot. What a loser.
Wow.
So anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's about it really. Besides IT issues, how are you, Andrew?
Pretty good this week. It's been busy as always. Just really pushing to get some things done behind the scenes, which is starting to show some fruit, which is good. Which is why the episode from last week, the stream, is up as a separate video and audio thing tonight. So starting to make some things, kick some goals, all sort of stuff.
Cool.
Had a few technical things here behind the scenes, but nothing serious. Just actually the biggest thing for us, just watching the weather patterns, because even though that you get the weather report, it's completely redundant for where we are because it'll do something different. Where we are, it's like this little pocket of just whatever. It's just like they can say what they like. It doesn't mean shit. They'll say no rain, it rains. They say rain and it doesn't rain. It's just sort of, we have no way of predicting anything unless it's actually in process and visibly moving. That's the only way you can sort of actually relatively guarantee it's going to happen. But just, keeping an eye for bushfires and that kind of stuff, all the usual things. It's the same as you, Belle. We've got nothing and no one around us. So no one's coming trick-or-treating out here. So we did put our inflatables up though, just in one of the sections of the property for our nephews and nieces to have a look at, and they got a kick out of that, which is cool. And then they went off into town proper, and did some trick-or-treating out there, which was cool for them. But for us, it was actually the first Halloween in a few years. We didn't have anyone knocking on the door, and there wasn't even a thought of it. So a bit different Halloween, but still, it was good. It was a nice night all the same. We just sort of chilled out here and did our thing. What was cool was when I'm doing the delivery driving in town, seeing how many houses were decked out and people getting in the spirit of things, which is pretty cool. Seeing a little town where we are actually getting the spirit of it as well. So it's spreading its tentacles or wings, if you want to call it. But yeah, it's doing pretty, and it's a bit of fun for the kids. That's how I look at it. And if I was always looked at it or have for the last little while anyway. So it was good to see that going on and that kind of stuff. But otherwise, same old, nothing new to report. Just keep doing what we do. We gave Caesar a massive fucking honker of a bone. Now that he's an only dog, we couldn't do it before because we had two dogs and they compete, and separating dogs and they compete like that is just a painful thing because they're fucking 50, 60, 70 kilo each. So now that he's an only dog, to try and keep him entertained, we gave him a big bone and he's loving that. So to the point, and he'll grab it, munging it for hours, then he'll go and bury it. And then he'll get it back out a few hours later.
Pick it up again.
Like buried treasure.
Pick it up, goes and plays with it, and buries it again. So much so he actually scraped his nose. He scraped his nose to the point where it bleeds when he's pushing it under again. And it's like, what are you doing, you idiot? So he's having a field day with this thing. But
Caesar's burying his bone.
Massive thigh bone, and it took him only a matter of hours to get right into it. He's smashed it. So he's a very powerful dog still, even for an older Dane these days. Still got a lot of power in those jaws. So he's doing all right. That's been sort of the highlight, the different thing of the week, is seeing him react to having a bone to play with. With no other dog to compete with it for. So that's been cool.
Why on earth am I in London? Why on earth am I in London when I can come over there and watch a dog eat a bone?
Conrad, for us, it's
You
really the
just
little things
stay in
in life,
London and bury your own bone, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do.
It's the little things when you live remote. No,
That's
it's
great.
been good. It's actually one of the. It's actually because he's been up and down, sort of adapting to being an only dog for the first time ever. So it's actually been really cool to see him sort of settle into it and actually really enjoy himself. But no, it is entertaining to think about the things that amuse us out here in the country.
He's got that Van Halen song "Mine All Mine" going through his fucking head.
Mate, the only thing going through his head is the fucking monkey cymbals clapping. Like that's it.
Oh.
Like that's all that's going on in there sometimes. All right, let's see some comments here. Let's see how everyone's doing it there. Adrian says, just got off work, have my favorite show on YouTube. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words too. Vinny's here. Hey, yo, gang.
Hey, my dude.
You say here, my uncle has sadly finally succumbed to having to use Viagra in the bedroom. Apparently, my auntie is taking it hard. Here we go.
Good
We're
job.
off to a flyer. We are off to a flyer. Sarah's here saying hi, guys. Good to see you as well. Vinny says, start hanging out chocolate laxatives for Halloween. Kids will be scared shitless. Here we go. Nicole says, radar checks on the weather at least twice daily is a must. Yes, we do it actually pretty often. It's quite remarkable. I've set up a different alert zone for fires and that too. So, yeah, keeping an eye on everything now is just, old habits. As we've discussed, Nicole, old habits die very hard up here. Adrian says, I ordered an Ibanez guitar online, but it turned out to be a 7-string. I had to return it. Was pissed the hell off. It had to pay for the shipping charges. Oh man.
Dude, I would love a 7-string. Fuck. Just, give it to me because I'm awesome. Oh, you sent it back. So. just give me a fucking 7-string guitar.
Just give a guitar away. Yeah,
why not?
7-string won't be cheap, Dave. All right. Alrighty, let's get into some new tunes. Let's do our new tunes for the week. Let's have some fun while Dave has actually run out of drinks already. So we're gonna.
Oh no,
this is gonna be interesting. Alrighty, so we're gonna start off.
I'm staying sober tonight.
Oh, hang on, got a comment here. Elliot's here. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're keeping well too.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. Just in time for the new tunes segment here. So in the comments, in the description box, you're going to find a link. Oh, come on. Don't do that. That stupid screen thing. Fucking hell. Alrighty. So in the comments now and the description box, you're going to find a link to King's Vengeance. Keep Moving. This is my pick of the week this week. I'm going to start off this one around. It's the latest single from the Melbourne band. A big thanks to them for actually sending it into us. It's actually going to be on TV this coming Saturday night as well, which is cool. So we're getting a TV run. We're going to talk about it now too. Dave and I particularly have been following this band for a while now. We've been enjoying their work. Yep. This one is a bit different to the other tracks. I'm pretty sure you'd agree with Dave. It's got a lot of more funk about it. It's a feel good kind of.
It's like you're reading my review, man. You're copying my homework.
Well, we'll see. We'll get the randomizer out. We'll see if you go next or not. There's still some prog and technicality which they've always had in their songs, but this one's a lot more accessible. It's got a nice vibe. It's warm. It's a little bit fuzzy. The vocals being a touch back works well here because they cut through and that adds more to the vibe. There's a good hook in the chorus too for this one. I like how it sort of gets expanded on in the song as well. The little bass solo is cool in this one. And as with all three pieces, these guys do everything well, including using space. What I liked about the bass solo was how the drums got to shine a bit too, but then the guitar solo on top of all this is fantastic. Everyone's got a little bit to do with this, which is cool for a 3-piece. Something about 3 pieces, they just know how to get everyone to get their moment and make it all actually really fucking seamless. It's great writing. This one's a bit slower than other tracks for these guys too, but like I said, loaded with groove and feel. And that feel-good vibe is kind of a bit refreshing at the moment too, when you especially in light of the world today, when you start listening to music. It's okay, cool. Something that actually make you feel good about the world and just, get a bit of a bop going. It's not too bad. This one has space, a bit more of a staccato and layered approach, but it really has worked for them and added something different to this group. It's already pretty impressive little collection of songs. Loads of melody, a little bit of bite. I'm not sure how this one will go this week with everyone here, but we'll see. But I like it because it's catchy, it's infectious. These guys are great. This one's, like I said, a bit of a change of pace for them, but I like the sort of live vibe on this one too. It sounds great. I wonder if it was recorded live. It's got that kind of feel about it. Yeah, I reckon if you try listening to this one, you're not nodding along, there's something wrong with you because one of those ones that will get you nodding your head or tapping your toe pretty bloody quickly. It's my pick, so it's obviously a thumbs up from me. But we'll see how the rest of the guys went with it. But these guys are just a supremely talented group out of Melbourne. So if you like, even if this one isn't your thing, go and check out the rest of their stuff, because there will be stuff in there that will definitely get your attention, because they are a great band, very good at what they do. Alrighty, next up is Dave. You get to go next anyway. So
Sweet, thumbs up. Whatever Andrew said, that was awesome. I'll just keep my words quiet because nobody likes to hear me talk, but I do, so I'm not going to shut the fuck up. So here we go. We have reviewed a few songs from these guys already, and they're really fucking good. This is a bit less rockier and a lot more funky, as Andrew said, which is cool because it's good to hear a different side to a band, especially in their young formative stages. Great hook to the main groove, and I love how the band just locks in tight together. They all bring their cool separate parts, which would sound great on their own, but when put together, they create something awesome. So you got guitar, bass, drums, 3 pieces, as Andrew said. And as I said, each individual part would be cool to hear the individual stems.
Yeah.
And then remember, those fucking classic album documentaries where they bring in the old studio tapes? Each individual part would be cool to hear on alone, but then bringing the 3 parts together just creates something unique. They lock it in. It's cool songwriting. Nice bright guitar tone. The solo is really cool. And the setting that they filmed the music video in too, that would be really cool to just hang out, play some music and get drunk on whiskey. It's just got that vibe. Yeah. The band looked like they're having a great time in that video too. And as Andrew said, it's just fun, upbeat and infectious. And if you don't like that, stick to the Valium. It's all good.
All righty. Well, that's 1 from 1 now. Belle, how did you go?
I thought this was a great song too. It was really funky. As soon as you said funky, I'm like, that's it. That's the first thing that I got from it. These guys have a fantastic grasp on how to play this style of music, I think. I was about 30 seconds in, and I badly wanted to be in a room with these guys playing live. So if anyone here has seen that already, I envy you, because that would be cool.
No,
so I couldn't
sadly not
yet. Not yet.
More reports have very good live.
Not yet. That'd be cool to see that.
You can just hear it. You can just tell. I think "Keep Moving" is definitely an appropriate song for this title because it had me moving. Sure. Nice. The singer has a powerful voice. I think it's almost too powerful for this style of music. Yeah. It sounds like a criticism, but it's not meant to be.
No, but that's why the mixing was having him back a bit. That's why it's done that way.
Okay. So I don't hear that, but you do. So I love it when you talk mixing and production, because I learn stuff. Anyway, the guitars, bass, drums are all tuned into what each other are doing. And I think you need to be able to do that to pull off this style of music as well as they have. The solo was fantastic. It really took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting a solo in this song. I don't know why. I don't know why I think some things, but anyway, it was really good. It was definitely a welcome addition to the song. I was thinking that these guys would be a great support act for the Chili Peppers, but then I thought, what if this song isn't typical of their style? So I went into Spotify and saw they had 3 other songs. Listened to those, and nothing like this really. So Lie is a straight up rocker. Down has a really cool groove to it, and Enemy sounds like a classic rock metal track. But I loved all of them, especially Enemies. That was a really good song. But anyway, this tells me that this band are diverse and interesting, and it makes me want to see them live even more after hearing what else they can do. So, thumbs up. Love it.
Cool. All righty. Conrad, over to you.
I thought this was nice. It was good. I like the musicianship. I like the style and the groove and the funkiness of it all. The vocals for me were distracted for me. They're a bit distracting. The vocal. I found that a bit distracting from the song, which is a shame. But and I don't want to be cruel because they're a Melbourne band, so I won't be cruel in that respect. But I just found the vocals distracted a bit for me. It didn't quite catch me vocally, which is a shame because I enjoyed everything else about it. I enjoyed everything else about it a lot. So, but yeah, found the vocals a bit distracting. Other than that, fantastic. Yeah, brilliant.
Cool. All righty.
That's
Jeff.
all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say,
no,
really.
cool.
I'll give it a thumbs up. Yeah, still gets a thumbs up, though.
Cool. Take that.
Cool.
That's a win. I'll take it. Let's see if we can close the circle and make it 5 from 5. Jeff.
Okay, so when I first heard this, I was like, whoa, this is great. Now, I must say, musically, these guys are very good. There was definitely a throwback here to blues, funk bands with the 70s and 80s vibe. They were going for that. They fucking nailed that. It did, however, take me a few listens to get used to the vocals, right? So I've listened to it a few times. It didn't take to me at first. I liked the song. I thought it was great. But the vocals just sounded a little bit out of place. But after repeated listens, I really started growing on me, and I really started to get it. So I've been on the record many times in saying that trios are my favorite form of band. Because in order for the music to sound full, the band really has to know how to play their gear. And you can tell that that's the case here. These guys are very good. The music sounds rich. And it's almost as if more than 3 people are playing. And that, to me, is the ultimate illusion of a good 3-piece band. Rush, anybody? I went out and listened to a few of their other songs. Lie. And the other one, was it Down? Was it called? Yeah. Yeah, and similar thing. These guys have a sound that is reminiscent of a lot of other bands from another era. It's almost like maybe they started as a cover band or something, and they've just sort of merged. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm not sure. They're pretty young, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But look, at the end of the day, I can't think of too many bands out there that sound like this in today's day and age. There's a lot of heavy music and things like that. This isn't that. So it's quite refreshing to hear a band try to play something, that's sort of like a throwback. And for me, I'm going to keep an ear out for these guys when they actually do put their album out. So I liked it, and it's a thumbs up. Absolutely.
Cool.
So
I'll take it. I just find it quirky that big Rush fans, for me, there's a bit of a Geddy Lee comparison, a little bit of a Geddy Lee comparison.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
yes, there is, and that's why I was wearing my Rush shirt tonight. Yes, there is.
Yeah, keep that rub going, dude.
There is.
But with that angel behind you, man, just keep going like that. That works.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God, you can see through my gut. I'm getting smaller. Fucking hell. Look, wow. I definitely picked up on the Rush. Okay. Absolutely, there's a Geddy Lee thing going on.
No.
Well, but this is actually kind of cool because Dave really got into the vocal, and obviously, there's the different style, and people are hearing different things, which is the cool thing about this song. Which is good. That's the really interesting thing. So I'm curious to see what the audience out there have to say. Let's check it out now. Vinny says, "Great summer track. This one musically upbeat, which is cool." Yeah. And Adrian says, "Funky. I like the kind of modern day Hendrix vibes. That's not bad." Singing has lost his balls and can sing high. So there you go. No, he has got a high pitched voice, but I think it works well actually. But on the other stuff they do, it's a bit more tempered.
Yes, it is.
Comparison to this one. This is a different step out for them, but I'm enjoying that they're not feeling constrained. If that makes sense.
They're going in direction. Choosing.
Yeah, compared to the old stuff. Old stuff, last year's stuff.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next.
Stuff from 1 year ago.
I know, right? But if they're able to do this stuff already, and they've only released a few singles, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next over the duration of their time. Elliot says, "Agree with the Rush feel. Enjoy this song." So there we go. So getting some love for it here. As always, though, it is time to change pace, change vibe, change feel entirely, because in the comments now, and in the description box, as always, you're going to find a little link to a track called Insidious from a band called Witherfall. This is the first single from the American band's upcoming 4th studio album. Not a heap of info on that, so not even a title release yet. When you go and check on the pre-order tab, they've got it's just like the artwork is like a weird haunting question mark kind of thing. It's actually really cool artwork for an album that's not a title and no cover and that kind of thing. It looks really cool. But yeah, so there's a bit going on with this. Not too sure of all the info, but Belle, this is your pick of the week. So over to you.
Yes, this is my pick. I don't have a lot of info either, actually. I possibly could have found some more out, but I just didn't go looking this week.
It's all right.
For various reasons. So
I do have a little blurb for it if you want me to hear that. If I'll read out the blurb for it if you want. So just sort of because I think it adds context to the song overall. Sorry
I'd love to hear the blurb, please.
All right. So from the band, they say the song was birthed at 4 a.m. under a foggy full moon in a stream of consciousness with the central theme and musical landscape written, improvised in a single take. The contrasting consonance and dissonance in the composition takes listeners on a descent into madness. The song was recorded with all analog instruments and was co-produced by Zeus. The video, produced by both Bradley Cooper and Sig Neutron, presents the pervasive malaise and general sense of division in our current culture. We wish we could say no puppets were harmed during the making of this video. That's the final one on that one there. So if you go watch the video and listen to the song, for the little joke at the end there, I think that does add a little bit of interesting context. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, definitely. I'm taking all that in. That's sort of what I got from it.
Yep.
Pretty much, like in a general sense, that's what I got from that song. So that's good to know that. I mean, clearly their message was getting out there. I just this is not really a song, the sort of song that I would normally that normally appears on my YouTube feed. It must be all the, I don't know, prog and stuff that I've been being fed by you guys. My YouTube feed is becoming more open-minded, as am I. But I loved it. So I did look through some others, but I just kept going back to this. I thought, no, fuck it. I'm putting it up. It was a bit longer, but I don't care. I figured at least one of you would like it. One of you out there. So I was instantly drawn by the song's energy, and what also hit me straight away was the tightness of the way they played. They were just really tight. And the sound they got out of their instruments. And also the way it might have been mixed. And Andrew, I look forward to your thoughts on that if you have any to share for this song. But I thought the sound was really good.
Yeah.
But then when I heard those vocals, I was sold and I had to listen to it to the end. And I'm glad I did because the song just improved after that. The dude can growl and scream with the best of them. The sultry middle section draws you in like a siren. They've captured the essence of their message so perfectly in the section. You're falling so this is what I took from it. You're falling further down into a drug-addled spiral of excess and debauchery, completely self-indulgent waste of a life, both understood and despised by the narrator. Musically, the pingy, echoey keyboard and the mocking laughter in the background, they all add to the mood. Even the way he uses his voice in this section, you can hear every word that he whispers. His inhalations and exhalations, they add to the intimate coldness of the world they're portraying. The visuals in the video, they captured this whole thing in red. It just really enhanced the mood. So props to the videographer for that. I'm not typically a fan of excess guitar wankery, but I could listen to this band wank all night. Fuck, I wrote that.
I just said listen. Watch. Yeah.
Shit. They do it just right. They're masters. They're masturbators. Okay. Sorry. I didn't write that one down.
Spontaneous ones are great.
It just came to me. All right, I'll shut up now.
Belle, this is usually the part where we say dig up, stupid. Like this.
You're digging a hole.
This is very good. Yeah.
I'm happy to dig that hole. Oh shit. Okay, we're stopping there. I love the obviously classical influences in some of the soloing. It's beautiful, but not overdone. Andrew, you're making me laugh. The bass guitarist is doing some cool things too. I love how it all comes together and closes with the chorus. And I noticed today, looking at this song on Spotify, it's part of a 2-track EP. The first song goes for about 1.5 minutes, and it's sort of like it's like a lead-in track. And so I'd be very interested if this gets put out on an album, which surely it will, if they are going to be joined as a 2-part.
I would think so.
1-2 kind of thing on an album. So yeah. Anyway, I liked it.
Cool. All right, well, it's nearly 7 minutes long, so it is the longest one out of the bunch tonight. But Jeff, let's go to you next.
Bill, you've done it again.
Thank you.
Another kick-ass song from a band I've never heard of. Fantastic music coming from these guys. Very strong drumming and guitar work. And am I crazy, but can I hear a little bit of Halford in his screeches? I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah, there's a touch of that in it.
And then when he goes sultry, I can hear Marilyn Manson. I know, it's weird. Maybe I'm hearing voices, but hey, but I really, I really like this song. I thought it was a multi-dimensional trip, I guess, and it really sort of takes you on a journey, sucks you in. Some from a musical standpoint, they remind me, believe it or not, of Satyricon, with neoclassical elements and prog thrown in there for good measure. So who the fuck are these guys, and why have I not heard of them? I don't know. But I think the most surprising aspect that for me was learning that these guys are from America, Los Angeles. They don't have a sound that's typical of US branded metal. Not at all. It was very European sounding. So I went looking for more from them, and what I found I really enjoyed. And I think what sets them apart from other bands really is their unique vocalist. I think that he has a very unique timbre to his voice. And I'm probably going to get shot here for this, but there are times when he's singing that I can hear James LaBrie when he's not doing that weird falsetto thing that he does. But when James is singing forceful, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't comment that at all.
All right, well, go back and have a listen, or let the audience decide.
No, not going to censure or anything, but no.
It's not when James LaBrie's doing the falsetto thing. It's when he's doing the, like when he's really going for the vocal. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's right.
Okay.
Excuse me, lose my voice. We don't want that. Fuck's sakes. So the vocals here I'm referring to are far more apparent, though, however, on their other works than probably in this song. And maybe that's where I'm getting it, because I did go back and listen to stuff from the other stuff that they've got out there. There's a song called Tempest, I believe, from the album Curse of Autumn. And that's more wow. I really enjoyed it. And of course, last week we did Boston, right? There's they do a cover of the song Long Time. Foreplay Long Time. It's on there. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was fucking really, I was like, wow, this is a really cool job. Because they metalized it, and it's just such a cool thing. So I'm going to be checking more of these guys out. Thank you for bringing them to my attention, Belle. Thank you. 2 thumbs up. Great.
All right. Let's go to Conrad. How'd you go with this one?
I like the musicianship. I thought the musicianship was great. I like the prog metal elements of it. Wasn't so keen on the sort of the black sort of metal style of it though, and the vocals didn't flick my switch. Other than that, though, I quite enjoyed it. The vocals didn't really do it for me. If he sung clean, I think it'd be fantastic. But that's not what they're about. So yeah. That middle section, where it goes into that quiet section, it didn't work. I just thought it didn't work. I don't know. I just don't think it worked very well. The idea was there, but I don't think it was executed very well. But yeah, it's still nevertheless it was interesting. So for originality's sake, and for that, in that respect, it still gets a like from me in a musical standpoint, from a musicianship standpoint, I guess, and an originality vibe. Yeah, still gets a thumbs up. It's not my bag, but I still have to give it credit where credit's due.
Cool. No, definitely. That's awesome. For mine, like I said, it's the longest song of the bunch tonight. It's heavy. It's nice and aggressive, but there's a lot of melodic. You know, like the melodic side of this is great. When it came to the production on this is fucking off the wall. Like, Belle, I'd have to give you an essay on what they've done here. Literally, like they've done so much in this. There's no way this is tracked live. They might have written it live and sort of put it down in like the room mix, but this is not they've gone and done some layering on this one. The vocal harmony layers in particular were fucking bonkers on this one. And the main melody, even though there's some harshness to the vocals, there's still a good main melody in there too. What I think that it's a sneaky kind of a gateway song because there's enough there for people that don't enjoy the style of music to find something in it, like the musicality, for example, which will drag you through the door.
Like myself,
But the interesting about it all is that how the chorus is the anchor for this song. So it's got some real bite to the lyrics, but it's nice and punchy overall, but there's a great big groove and hook in the chorus, which they just sort of keep coming back to and landing on. Like that's your homing beacon within this song, because there's a lot going on in here. There's that haunting bit that everyone's talking about in the 2-minute mark, or just after at 2:30, and it's a haunting little acoustic thing that has some interesting. There's a lot of effects going on here too. It's very different, and what they had there was they had a lot of left and right sort of stuff going on. There was heaps again layering. There's some synth in there. There's a bit of everything in this one too, and it's hard to put it down. But I can see people moving now, so it looks like I'm coming back in.
You're back.
I'm back. Cool. Now, it's like I saw all the little spinning circles of death going, oh shit, I've dropped out, haven't I? But that little haunting part is really cool. It's very different, and I thought it actually worked pretty well. Now I've got to say that initially, my first listening to this one didn't really grab me the way it does now. Like my first few listens were like, I'm not sure I quite get this one. Yeah. When I sat down with it and really sort of took it in, it's like, oh, hang on. Once it clicks for you, it's like, fuck me, this is really cool. There's some great solos in this one, especially in the quieter part, but there's a great big contrast in the whole song between clean and aggression. Again, the use of harmony across the song is great. This is cool. I want to dig into this one more, and like I said, I'd have to, like the amount of production tricks being employed on this was really fucking interesting. It's nearly as much as another song here, which I'm going to get to later on tonight as we go through this one. But the groove in the chorus, if nothing else, that part is extremely infectious and will get you fucking hooked in very quickly. The chorus, like I said, once you work out where they've used that and how it sits in the overall ocean of this song, incredibly intelligent, really well done. And for it to be basically a quote unquote stream of consciousness track, fucking epic. The video is cool. I liked how it was a twist on the performance clip being done in red, but then the puppets cut into in between, and that like clever little video as well to go this one. So yeah, Bell, thumbs up for me. Initially, I wasn't quite sure, but once I got it, it clicked. I was like, okay, cool. Very, very impressed. So far, so good. Dave, over to you.
Yeah, this is brilliant. Massive fucking thumbs up. This is 7 minutes of pure awesomeness. It's old school metal with progressive elements. Lots and lots of playing. That takes my idea of if you're a musician, play the hell out of your instrument and don't hold back. Fuck yeah. The vocals are awesome. It's like that old school grit that you get from metal over progressive metal, which is something that I think has been lacking. If you bring those two together, it creates something really fucking unique, which is cool. Yeah. There are 3 solos in this 7 minutes. Yeah. Each one is distinctly different. The first one is awesome, just shredding with room to breathe. That gives it some life, which is cool. There was a cool hook in the chorus, and it might just be because I like saying the word insidious, but it's just a fun chorus. But some words just roll off the tongue, like insidious, fickle, and all these types of fucking fun words to say. Yeah. Nice change in the video from black and white to the red tint. I thought that was really cool. And the creepy doll is awesome too. Yeah. Mid-section song changes, pace with the clean tone arpeggio chords, and the whine and the pole dancing in the music video. That's always cool. The keyboards, unusual touch for an old school feel that the metal, like the old school metal that this band has, but it's normal for the prog. So it was a cool contrast with the vocals and the keyboards. But that filled out the sound really nicely. The second solo brought the Latin tones, which I thought was really, really nice. And then the sudden return to the original tempo, that came in really well. With some tapping. Fucking tapping is awesome. We need more tapping. Killer riff at the 450-minute mark with Mr. Giant Smiley Face in the music video. And how could such a happy face bring so much blood splatter? I don't care as long as he did, because that was fucking cool. Harmonized guitar lines before the third solo. And this one goes from melodic to shred with sweet picked arpeggios. Shades of John Petrucci right there. Fantastic. Fucking loved it. I'm thinking the only thing this song needed was some flanger. It'll be perfect, but sadly, no flanger. Okay, no wah pedal lever, but we can't have everything.
They put a lot in this, man. They put a lot in this song.
They did.
Yeah.
On subsequent listens, I got not the same song, but I got a Master of Puppets vibe from the song structure. Fast, quiet, mid-section that comes back up. Similar theme. You've even got puppets in the music video. So it's like writing a Master of Puppets, but not cloning it, but doing a similar thing. Long song, lots of different sections that flow perfectly. Talented musicians, lots of guitar wankery, which is always amazing. This band is fucking awesome. They've got 3 albums out, and I can't wait to get a chance to listen to them because this is brilliant. Belle, you rock. This song rocks. 2 thumbs up. Fuck yeah.
There we go. So you got it all. You got it all. All right. From one extreme to the other, we're now gonna go to the comments first here. What do we got here? Just quickly. So Matthew's here. Good to see you. Going rock on. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Michael says 2 out of 2 for me. So far, I like King's Mentions and Witherfall a lot. Good. So Bell, guitars in your track have decent go of it. There can be no more guitar wankery comments after this, surely. We'll do that. Vinny says, normally I'd find the vocals jarring, but it's nicely balanced with the musicality, and I enjoyed that gear change in the middle. Would be interesting to hear this with the aggressive vocals taken down a notch, which is something that, like some cleaner singing might be interesting to hear. But Adrian says, great track. I liked it too, but it would be interesting to hear more clean in there too if they wanted to do it. But Adrian liked it. Brutal, great track.
They would just be like every other prog band.
I agree with that.
They're doing something unique, which is cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. They definitely stand out.
It's not brutal all the way through. It's not.
It's not brutal at all.
It's light and shade, which is good.
It's a harsh thrash, old school 80s thrash tone.
Yeah.
Over prog, which is fucking cool.
And then he squeals, like I said, like how like I said. It's really just mixed up all the way through. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. It's a big song with a lot to take in. So yeah, I'm glad people are enjoying it. But yeah, if it doesn't quite grab you on your first pass, give it a couple of goes. It's one of those songs that will reward you if you give it a bit. But like I said, we're going to change gears. So next up in the description box, in the comments, you're going to find the latest, I think, anyway, from Stephen Wilson, most known for his work in the Porcupine Tree Band. This is Stephen Wilson, What Life Brings. Like I said, it's from the English artist's latest album, The Harmony Codex, which was released at the end of September, if I'm correct. Dave is a big fan of Stephen Wilson's work in general, so it's his song, obviously. So let's throw to Dave and get your thoughts on why I picked it.
Yeah, everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Porcupine Tree. They are a fantastic band, intelligent lyrics and interesting songwriting. So when Stephen Wilson releases a solo album, it's always going to be good. It's always going to be different to what he does in his main band. So I had to give this a listen. This is a very laid-back track, even for him. His solo stuff, at least. Musically and lyrically, it just makes you sit back, relax, and enjoy where the story is going to take you. And you can just get into this world and listen to it over and over. Guitar solo is fucking beautiful. The song itself is great, and the video brings a whole extra dynamic to the music and the lyrics. It's uplifting and haunting at the same time. You've got that life is fleeting feel. Really clever, and with the interpretive dance, choreography, reverse, altered speed thing that they're doing. I don't even know how to describe it, but that was clever. Stephen Wilson has an amazing way of creating conflicting moods within his music. It's upbeat yet haunting, joyous yet fearful, hopeful yet melancholy. It's just something really, really unique and special about the stuff that he does. So I have to check out the album, but everything he's done is fucking brilliant. And this is an awesome song.
Cool. All righty. Conrad, over to you.
Yeah, I'm the same with Dave. I'm a massive fan of Porcupine Tree and Stephen Wilson, and I've seen them a few times over the years, and Stephen Wilson on his own as well. Every opportunity I get to see this guy, I'll always go. Stunning. He's one of my favorite. He's certainly Porcupine Tree, one of my favorite bands. So if this, I'm always keen to hear what Stephen Wilson's doing. He's the, I guess you call in the prog world, he's like the king of the prog world in the last sort of 20 years. You could say he's been leading the charge, and you just get he's just stunning whatever he does. So this is great. I'm noticing a theme though with some of his stuff, and there seems to be, I don't know if it's a connected story thread, if there's some sort of connected story thread here with car accidents, but he speaks about car accidents in a bit of his work. There seems to be songs about car accidents, so I don't know if that was something that happened to him, maybe in his childhood or something like that.
He's just smashing them out.
Or he was in one, or
lost
in tragedy. There seems to be loss and tragedy associated with.
Let's hope he doesn't put the brakes on it.
Maybe in somewhere in his life he must have
run flat,
experienced something like this. I don't know, but nevertheless, regardless, it's great. It's fantastic and it's interesting.
Sorry, I'm getting exhausted.
Fuck.
So this is. I'm getting exhausted, Dave, with your jokes. Terrible dad joke.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I'll skip in the second gear soon.
Oh my god.
Whatever you do, don't go in reverse.
Yes, I'm being distracted by these awful jokes. No, brilliant. Yeah. Always good. So I love Stephen Wilson. So yes, definitely a thumbs up from me.
Oh,
sweet.
Awesome. We got there. Even with Dave puns.
Without the need of a tow truck.
Yeah, well, basically, Dave's going to blow a tire, not a fuse. Look, I'll go next on this one. I know why Dave picked this. Like, unlike last week where he did it to take the piss, this time around he's a massive fan. It's legit. In the grand scheme of things, this is a slower track, obviously. It's a nice change of pace, actually, overall. It's good to break things up and cleanse your palate a bit here and there. But that said, for as airy and light as this is, there's some weighty lyrics to this one. There's a vibe. Like Dave mentioned, there's this whole contrast between it being melancholy and uplifting at the same time, which very few can do as well as Stephen Wilson does. I know I mentioned the production on the previous track with Witherfall, but this one, production-wise, my God. The amount of vocal layering in this one is fucking off the hook. The panning, hard left and right, got such a workout on this, it wasn't funny. This mix was a wet mix. There's a fair bit of reverb going on, but there's still enough dryness, in particular the lead vocal, for it to cut through all that sonic. Just
it's wet and dry at the same time.
I know, right? Go and work that one out. But it depends, because you got a wet reverb on all the backing tracks and harmonies, for example. But the lead vocal is kept with a lot less reverb on it, so it manages to cut through that a lot more. And because his tone, he's got that little bit of gravel to it, it allows it to sort of really slice through what is this basically sonic bubble going on around it. It sounds phenomenal. When the solo comes in, and this is very Pink Floyd-esque for mine too. It just had that feel and vibe to it.
Yeah.
But in amongst all this sort of stuff going on, the song itself has some lovely feel. It's got a great groove to it. I like the bass line in particular on this one, along with the little touches of piano here and there. Not much, but just a little bit of an accent was a really good touch in it. It just really builds. It's not a heavy song, but there's a lot of weight to it, and it just builds like from beginning to end. It's far from the heaviest thing we're going to listen to tonight, but it's just one of those ones where it captures you, it drags you in, and you just get taken on a simple yet very engaging journey throughout. And it does make you wonder, especially when you watch the video, about what the context of this all is, because it's very simplistic in a lot of ways, including lyrically. But even within that, there's a lot of context and weight, and just it's a really interesting way of putting it together. Open to interpretation in a lot of ways, but you're going to be taken to that whole thing where it's a massive thing where it feels good, but there's a sadness to this for sure. it's a simple but not simple song at the same time in that regard. It's a work of art. I think it's a song that, for me personally, it made me reminisce a bit. And you think about, the things you've done over the passage of time. It's one of those sorts of songs. I think the clip fits. It's a big thumbs up from me. I really enjoy this one quite a lot. You don't get a lot of this sort of stuff out there done this well anyway. I thought this was fantastic. So yeah, big thumbs up from me, Dave. I loved it a bit. So cool. Good choice. Very curious about the album myself on the back of that.
Yeah, me too. We'll have to do it on Sunday.
Yeah. Alrighty. Belle, how'd you go?
I thought this was really beautiful, actually. This song, for me, encapsulates everything I love about modern music. Cool. It's like listening to a master craftsman at work, listening to the skillful way he puts this chord against that chord and layers this sound on top of that sound. Everything you're hearing is so perfectly chosen and put together. It's completely mesmerizing. I can put this song on and just close my eyes and just immerse myself in it, or just have it on casually, as I've been doing since I heard it earlier this week. I'm sorry I didn't write much about it. I loved it. I don't know a lot about this guy. I know he's apparently a god to all you, but I haven't heard.
Seriously, just for a second, like, everyone has their wheelhouse. Everyone has their thing. You are a different one to a lot of us in some respects. So don't feel bad for not knowing a particular thing. Just enjoy the journey.
Yeah. I want to hear more, though. I haven't heard any Porcupine Tree even. So I just
Fear of Blank Planet.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I know. I've heard a lot about it from you guys. I haven't got there yet, so it's on the list. I'll get
That's
to
a big
it.
list.
This is the
One of the
quality.
best, I would say.
You'll have to say it again, man, because you went there.
Porcupine Tree is one of the best bands in the last 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fair praise.
I would say Porcupine Tree is one of the best bands in the last 30 years, easy.
Wow. Okay. I've heard good things.
But
So
Stephen
I want to hear
Wilson
more.
is a genius.
I can hear it. I give this a 10 out of 10 easily. It was beautiful.
Great.
I loved it.
Nice.
Oh, it's just so good. Yep. That's
Cool. No, that was perfect. I reckon that's fantastic. Let's go to Jeff then. How'd you go?
Yeah, look, Stephen Wilson, he's a musical genius. There's no question. And I don't think that it really can be denied. Whatever this guy touches seems to turn to gold. So when Dave posted the song, I was actually quite taken aback because it's a great song with a lot of depth. And the video, very cool emotional ride. Two people's lives, their relationship seen in reverse from the end, then to the beginning, like a dance of eternity. And then back to the end again. Yep.
Just because you're talking about the video, did anyone get the impression that the male dancer, the male lead in the video, was the younger Stephen Wilson?
Oh, that's deep.
I didn't know, but I'll have to
visual,
watch it.
The visual.
I know he was kind of similar. Yeah. Because there was one moment where he was dancing, and then the camera moves, and Stephen's sitting at the bench, like he's watching himself. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
I found it very
also might be something to do with that. Yeah. Sorry,
the car thing. The accident theme.
Yeah,
the car thing. The car crash.
I found this song very heartbreaking. Actually, it really, there was an emotional toll. So look, this guy's not only a great songwriter, he's a great musician, producer, engineer. The guy does it all. Okay, extremely prolific. And someone once said that he's quite possibly the most successful British artist you've never heard about. And I think that pretty much sums him up. What we get in the song is an immensely talented songwriter, proving that you don't have to write a complex song for it to be prog. And this is a prog song. It's just done in a different way. Stephen has a way with words and simple melodies that seem to combine, and he always finds a way to make an interesting, piece of art. And this song made me want to go back and listen to In Absentia, and specifically the song Trains. So Bell, that's where you start. You start with In Absentia with the song Trains. The Blackest Eyes is the opening track, but just the Blackest Eyes, Trains, holy fuck. Okay. So thank you, Dave. Thank you.
Porcupine Tree, isn't it?
Porcupine Tree, yeah. Porcupine Tree.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Porcupine Tree,
yeah. Anyway, excellent job, Dave. Massive thumbs up. Thank you.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. A lot of love all around, which is good. Let's see if the audience agree with us. Adrian says, you guys need to check out Violence, World in a World, Old School Thrash. Violence are a very cool band. I agree.
Well, there you go.
Vinny,
That's Rob Flynn. Yeah.
Yep. Vinny says, chill, mellow, Gary Moore vibes. Yeah. Video compliments the song. The video definitely does fit.
Yeah.
Jimmy's jumped on saying, great show. Thanks for the kind words, man. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you again and just keep giving us your thoughts whenever you jump in. But I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Nice to see. Andrew says, the Harmony Codex is a very solid release, but not quite as good as the Raven that refused to sing and Hand Cannot Erase, in my opinion. But there is no doubting Stephen is a musical genius. That is absolutely true. Elliot says, more of the same. Steve Wilson is a legend. Love everything he does. Genius at work. So there we go. And Michael says, nice track, Dave, but concerned you are going soft.
Next, I'll be listening to Kate Bush.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I came across this song a couple of weeks ago and thought, should I post this or not? And I thought maybe it's not really suitable for the show.
Oh, no.
But I actually did stumble across it a couple of weeks ago myself. Yeah.
Nice.
I passed on it. I shouldn't have done.
I've listened to about half the album, and I haven't finished it. I will. It's deep and it's really fucking pretty cool.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a bit going on.
Yeah.
All of his stuff is always, there's more complexity than you think with all of his stuff, even the solo stuff. I'm a bit hit and miss with his solo stuff versus Porcupine Tree. But he's exceptionally talented, which is undeniable. He's very, very good at what he does.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So
Yep. Sorry. Adrian's going, come on, guys, crank it up a notch. Well, let's see how we go with this one, because we have a couple more to go, and there's one of these ones is going to fucking take us on a wild ride. But next we have Battle Beast, Master of Illusion. That's coming up now in the comments, and it's also in the description box. This is from the Finnish band's 6th studio album released in 2022. Circus of Doom was the album. Dave and I actually sat down and reviewed that one when it came out. We both went pretty well with that, didn't we? I think you liked it more than I did. Pretty well with it.
It's Battle Beast. I'm going to be a gusher.
Yeah, you're a massive fan of Battle Beast. I'm a little more reserved overall, but that album was very, very good. So when Connor put this forward, I think Dave and I both like, okay, cool, we can do this one pretty comfortably. But Conrad, this was your choice. So what is it about this song that or this band or album or whatever that got your attention? And because you were pretty excited to put this one forward this week.
Well, it's because these guys are playing in about 3 weeks' time. I'm not really too familiar with them. I've seen them stumbling around on a field when I've been stumbling around fucking out my fucking box on a field in a festival, and they've been playing. But not really paid too much attention. But then I saw they're playing in about 3 weeks' time, so I'm like, well, I better go bloody see these and give them a bit of a listen, because they're playing soon. So I thought, I'll give it a listen and check them out. And I was just like, fuck. Why didn't I pay more attention when I was stumbling around in a field fucking off my face? Really good. Really liked it. It was grabbed me and just thought, fans of Nightwish and Within Temptation and symphonic metal are going to love this. Yeah. It's great. It's really good. It's stunning. She's quite a powerhouse, this one. She's great as a performer. So really looking forward to seeing these. Definitely. So hopefully you'll be catching them about 3 weeks' time. So I fucking loved it. So I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
It's catchy. Yeah.
Some things. Yeah. My reason for choosing it was because I was checking out their stuff, because I knew that they were playing, quite soon. So I thought, well, I better check them out. And I went through a few tracks, and this one I felt was the most appropriate for the show. So,
well, it was.
That's why I chose it.
Yeah. It was a good single. We played the clip on TV when it came out as well, from memory, Dave, you and I. So I think we've well and truly enjoyed this one over the duration. But Belle, we'll go to you next. How'd you go with it?
Good. I didn't watch the clip. There was a couple of these songs I didn't end up getting.
It's okay. You don't have to. It's more about the song than the video, anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I really like this band. I'm pretty new to them. Every time I hear a song of theirs, though, it makes me think, shit, I've really got to go back and check out their catalogue. But there was nothing to dislike about this song. The vocals were insanely good, as always. The song itself is awesome too. It's got that epic driving rhythm you love about this kind of metal. This one had a slightly slower pace to it than your typical sort of power metal song, which suited me even more. Guitars, keyboards, drums, vocal melodies, vocal harmonies, guitar solo, overall song composition. What can I say? I found this faultless. It was just perfect, really. It's just the perfect execution of this style of music. Conrad, you've made up for your past misdeeds on this one.
He has.
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I will never forget how terrible that was.
Wow.
I'm sorry, it was amazing.
Never stop talking.
You've got to listen to that
Oh
more.
shit! Here we go.
I think you'll have to. Give it a few more spins.
I've like wiped these cuts from my fucking memory. I don't even remember the name of the band.
Well,
I don't know.
I say give it a few more spins, guys, and you might appreciate it.
I say fuck that. I've got better things to do with my time.
No,
I-
here we go.
Rather-
Anyway,
I don't
play
know.
nice, children. Play nice.
Sorry.
Don't wanna.
Sorry,
No.
Get some taste.
I'll stop criticizing you when I'm trying to compliment you. Great choice this week.
Oh,
Delightful.
so many jokes.
She's great, isn't she? She's so good. Yep.
So many jokes. Oh, wow. I was about to say, it's pretty much a woman's prerogative, isn't it, Belle?
Yeah, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
But I'm done.
All right, cool. Nice. Well, we're getting a lot of love for it already. Jeff, how'd you go?
Yeah, look, I'm no stranger to these guys, but I'd not heard them in quite a while, actually, to be honest. And I don't think I've heard this song, and I certainly haven't seen the video. So when I put this on, I quickly came to the realization that I had a huge smile on my face. And when she started singing, all I could say, I remember thinking to myself, oh, like, fuck yeah, this is great. This was like straight ahead, kick your teeth in metal. To be fair, really, this song really blew my head off. I really loved the groove that it had. Felt it was just a perfect groove and melody and just the way it was moving the song forward. But for me, the star of the show was that Noura Lahimo, the vocalist.
Yeah.
She's got a growl and timbre in her voice that just lends itself to music like this symphonic stuff. And for me, her voice happens to be one of the best I've heard in a long while. The band itself, they're excellent. They don't overplay. They just play exactly what they need to play. Very tasteful. Suits the song. Great rhythm section, keyboards, and a very, once again, tasteful guitar player. So I think I'm going to have to give these guys another solid listen to, especially this album. Massive thumbs up, Conrad. 1, 2. So again, you have redeemed yourself, my friend. Not that you needed to, but you have.
We did.
So yeah. Thank you.
Just for your references here, because Dave will know this one, but you chose a Smackbound track not too long ago, right?
Yes, yeah.
So Noura and Netta from Smackbound have an outfit called Noura and Lahimo or something. I forget the actual name, but they've actually got a duet album out where they perform together. So if you like both of these, then go and check out that.
When I saw it, I was thinking of the other
yeah.
girl. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They even kind of look similar. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they've done a co-lead vocal album together as well.
Oh fuck, that's gonna be awesome.
So go and check
That's
that
going
out.
to be
Jeff.
wank material. I'll be getting a Kleenex box
Here we
for
go.
that one.
Oh no. Anyway,
Thank you.
before we get too far down the rabbit hole, Dave, over to you.
Yeah, I fucking love this band. This will be short and sweet, but yeah, I'm so glad Conrad picked this. Yes, you did have to make up for that Life of Agony crap. That was unexcusable, but
No, I
yeah, you
didn't.
definitely
No, I
brought yourself up a few
did
levels
it.
with this.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't. I was fine with it.
Fucking Battle
Get
Beast,
some
this is
taste,
like symphonic
people.
metal done well. Fuck off. 6-piece Onslaught.
Yeah.
I love to name drop every time this band comes up, but I've spoken with Neuro for 15 minutes on the
Yes.
phone. She is absolutely lovely. That was a fantastic
Nice.
interview. And hopefully I can find the transcript or the audio recording, but my hard drive's corrupted. But yeah, I fucking love to share that interview because some interviews are average. This
No,
one
cool.
was definitely a memorable one. That was very cool. Anyway, this song, are we all good? We're jumping in and out. We all good?
I'm back now. I think we
We're
had a bit of
cool.
a
Yeah,
shaky
okay.
connection.
Yeah.
You and
Well, I saw Jeff and I spiraled out for a while, but I could
Yeah,
hear
I
and
think
see.
we're all good. Anyway,
Dave
yeah,
was doing
Battle
the weird
Beast,
thing.
Master of Illusions. I love everything this band does, but I don't think they ever surpassed their self-titled album from 2013 because that album was fucking perfect. Every other album's just been missing
Different
something.
singer,
They
though.
can do
Different
something.
singer.
No, they got the same singer. Their very first album had a different singer. The self-titled album, Battle Beast, had Neuro and everything from there. But yeah, they can do something truly epic, but they haven't done it yet. I'm wanting for them to do like a Ghost Love score. They got it in them. I just want a fucking epic track, and they haven't delivered yet. But that first album, Neuro, anyway. This song is fantastic. Heavy melodic, powerful vocals, great hook in the chorus, high energy, upbeat vibes. Guitar is cool. Not much else to say about this. Fucking rocks. But yeah, cool. Good pick, Conrad. I can't believe I can say that, but good pick, Conrad.
Shit. Here we go.
No fucking Klingons or broken cocks or shit music. Oh, Jesus.
Here we go. All right. The fuck's sake. The cool thing about this band in particular is that there was where I was working in Melbourne before I moved up here. There was a younger guy at work, Jake, if you're watching, hello. He was just going through. We would always talk music because he's a big Iron Maiden fan. I was looking for bands to sort of get into and that kind of stuff. So we'd always talk music back and forth. And so he found Battle Beast. I didn't recommend it. He found it just randomly. It came through his Spotify feed, and he just went back to the start and listened through and through and through. And he loved everything they did in a very short amount of time. So he became a big fan very quickly. So these guys are good not only for the old guard, but also for the younger guard as well, which is actually quite cool to sort of note as a sidebar here in this conversation. On the video, I think the video is really cool. I just want to make a mention of it here because I liked how they used the lighting and then also the contrast with the good and the bad in the people in the story and the the characters. I thought it was pretty well developed and well presented. So it was a good little video for this one. But aside from that, if you know this band, this is exactly what you expect. It's loads of energy, lots of bounce, big hook in the chorus. If you can hear that the way the synth and the melody, the vocal melody sort of counteract each other, it leads to a massive earworm just stays in your head. It's a catchy tune. It rocks pretty hard. Nora's vocals are fantastic. It's easy to see why she is the standard bearer for this band in particular. But there's also a great guitar solo in this one as well. I think that people shouldn't sleep on. I think it's a really good guitar solo in this one. If you like your metal more upbeat, still melodic, still sharp enough, but with some, it's got some nice edges, particularly lyrically. This song has some really sort of cutting commentary going on, which is pretty cool. This is going to be a style of music you'll enjoy. This album was one of the better ones for this band as far as I'm concerned, and this is one of the better songs from the album. I think you and I might have picked it as a standout at the time.
Yeah, probably did.
But yeah, it's not complicated per se, but it's well done. The energy is good. It'll go off on record, but it's one of those songs you can imagine going absolutely bonkers in those European festivals as well. It's got a great mix, great performances, great writing. It's just a good bit of power metal for mine. I think it's undeniable. It's got a little bit of a pop edge, which is what that bounce comes in from, but it's really well worked in, and it just is one of those things that doesn't pull you out. It just makes you just want to go along for the ride, and it, like Jeff said, puts a smile on your face pretty bloody quickly. So yeah. You'll know pretty quickly if you like this sort of stuff, and it'll take you 30 seconds to work out if you like this song or not. But for me, big thumbs up. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, if anything, I made a note here that this song's probably gotten more under my skin, as in a good way. I've enjoyed this song more since its release than I did initially. I think it's gotten better over the years. So I reckon in about a good few more years' time, we'll look back on this album in a different way. I think it'll be one of those ones that'll be, oh fuck, this is really good when you look back on things a few years removed from it. So yeah, good pick. 2022.
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
Last year.
Not
Yeah.
heaps old, but...
No, so it's going to be cool, but that's where it's like it's about 12 months, I think, now, and just thinking about it back then to where we are now, I just think that it's grown on me more in the time since. That's why I think sort of 5-10 years from now, we'll look back in this album and go, fuck, that might have been a watershed moment for him, kind of thing. We'll see, but it has that feel that it could be one of those epic ones in the future. Alrighty, let's see what the audience have to say about it. Adrian says, "Cool track. I wish the guitars were more up front." Sorry, Conrad.
I look forward to catching them. Yeah.
Like
they should be
Pokemon, got to catch them all. That's your
This is Conrad's Pokemon. Oh, wow. All right. Adrian says, "Cool track. I wish the guitars were more up front. It was more vocal driven. This is a very vocal centric thing with Noor out front. I can understand why they've made that mixing decision. I did agree initially in the album that I think the guitars were a bit back compared to the synth, but it makes sense when you look at what's going on." Michael says, "Love Battle Beast. Love this track. Her voice is fantastic. Guitar, keyboard, great. Love the drums on this track." So there you go. The drumming is very cool on this one. Nicole says, "This band is fantastic." So we're getting some more love for it. Vinny says, "Haven't heard of them. What an entrance, theatrical, orchestral. Yeah, imagine this in a go off in a big stadium."
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
BC, good to see you. Conrad will make a great Santa Claus. We'll see. We'll do some Christmas stuff coming up. That'll be fun.
He's the gift that keeps giving. Yes.
Keep your sack to yourself, mate.
Yeah, that's true. And Guy's jumped in here as well, saying greetings. So there we go. Good to see you again, Guy. As always, glad you made it here tonight. Alrighty, one more song to go before we get into the games and get out of here. This is probably the biggest jump out of the lot. We've saved sort of the oddest to last, I dare say. Let's go with it. This is Kim Dracula featuring Jonathan Davis of Korn with a track called 70 Thorns. It's in the comments. It's in the description box. So it's there to check out. It's on our current listening playlist. All these songs get added to our current listening playlist every week as well. So everyone check them out. This is from A Gradual Decline in Morale, released 2023. It's the debut album from a Tasmanian artist. So this is going to be an interesting one here. I don't know where we're going to land with this one, but I'm going to preface it by saying this is very, very different, and we're going to throw to Conrad first. How'd you go?
Okay. Bell's take on this would be interesting, being that they're from Tasmania. I've never heard or seen or knew anything about these guys. I was like, where are these guys from? This is quite an assault on the senses. It really is an assault on the senses. And however, I will say that it's certainly original. And if it upsets, well, not upsets, but if it, I'm sure that the kids are going to love it out there. And if it makes the older statesmen like me go, "What the fuck?" then they're probably going to love it more. It's a very hard to digest, this one. It's there's a lot going on here. As I said, it's a bit of an assault in the senses. I didn't see the bit where it said featuring Jonathan Davies, and before I even read that, I said to myself, because she goes into this vocal fucking thing that she does, like a hip hop kind of vibe that she does, and I thought, this sounds a bit like Korn.
There you go.
I was always never, which I didn't particularly like. I never really got into Korn. I couldn't get it. I never got it. I thought it was ghastly. But
ghastly.
It as I said, it's quite an assault in the sense. But certainly original. I'll give it that. I'll definitely give it that. Look, I'm sure the kids out there are going to love it. But not for me personally. But for originality, it gets certainly gets points for originality. I'll say that much. That's as kind as I can be about it.
It's really kind for you. It's like the most diplomatic I think you've ever been with a song. Normally, you don't give a shit.
Thank you, Conrad. I'll take that as a win.
Well, I'm going to say
I wish that maybe. Wish that maybe some of you lot could be as diplomatic on my songs.
Well, keep that in mind. I fucking Battle Beast, bitch.
All right, hang on. Okay, calm down. Now, I did fuck up because normally I go to the person who picked it first. So, Jeff, I apologize. I fucked the order up on this one. You should have gone first. But over to you now. Tell us, this is your song of the week, so I want you to explain how you found this one.
All right, I'll explain it. All right, so as everyone know Kim Dracula, 70 Thorns, Jonathan Davis, all that stuff. As I was on my trek for my song, I went on a hunt and I came up with this. And I don't even know if I could categorize this, but I think that's a good thing. Music that defies categorization is always a good thing because it subverts expectations, and expectations really are what leads to music becoming stale. So imagine my surprise when this dude came up in my feed quite randomly, and I gave it a listen. I watched the video, and I had to immediately watch it again because I wasn't sure what I had just seen or heard. Yeah. And then after the third listen and watching of the video, I realized that this was something very, very different than what I was used to. So I went out and I put on his debut album. And all I can say is this guy is either crazy or he's a fucking genius. Okay. And speaking of crazy,
it's a dude?
When he hit,
it was a chick.
No, it's a guy.
It's a dude.
Yeah. And when
he hits, who the hell knows?
It's a guy. Yeah, it's a guy. It's a
He's
guy.
Got a girl's name.
Well,
I will say that the confusion. I understand it. There is
a reason, and I'll mention it. Okay.
So an effeminate looking bloke.
Okay. Well, so what? All right. Anyway, but look, when he screams, once again, I can hear Halford for about half a second. Right on a painkiller, just for about half a second, and then it's gone. So
that's all he can manage.
Well, okay, fine, whatever.
Hang on, you wait your turn, Dave.
Imagine my further surprise when I found out that he is from Tassie, Hobart, in fact, like our little star here, Bill. And apparently his name is Samuel Wellings. He's 25 years old and he's trans. So as I understand it, he also plays all the instruments on the album. Okay.
Yeah, it's entirely self-done. Yep.
So this guy's pretty he's pretty talented. Now getting back to trying to describe it as music, I don't think it fits categorization. It's dubstep, it's pop, it's rap, it's metal, it's new metal, it's thrash, it's jazz, it's punk. There's even classical here. So none of these elements, though, overstay their welcome. It's constantly changing and evolving, and I think that's kind of what makes it refreshing. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I don't think it's meant to be. I think that's okay. But I want to go on the record now with the statement that this guy, I think, is going to be fucking huge. And further to that point, I've listened to the entire album. This album is going on my list for album of the year. So it's that fucking good. I was just like jaw, meat floor, back up again. Wow. Yep. So
okay, cool.
All right.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we got that bit of background there because there's a lot to take in with this one. Belle, how did you go?
Oh, no. Shit.
Here we go. Here we go.
Wow. So the fact that this is an Aussie artist and a Tassie artist
from Hobart.
Now you got to be kind.
That really surprises me. I'm not going to change what I think. I'm not going to change what I'm going to say. It just really surprises me. I just assumed he was American. It just screams, I'm American. Yeah. It really does. So if that's what he was going for, well done. He's done a great job of that.
Okay, wow. Where's this going?
The platitudes out now. Yeah. I think
so. I'll also say that each style of music contained within this song, because there are several, each style is done pretty well for that style. What else can I say that's nice?
Well, I'm not made of sugar. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Wow. I'm told that.
I'm not worried about offending you. I don't like
ripping things for the sake of it. Yeah.
Ripping, not just that. Ripping young artists. Because I personally,
especially when they're from Tassie.
Especially when they're from
they can come and get you.
Yeah.
He thinks he's Dracula. He'll come and bite you. You should be scared.
I'm not scared of him. I could kick his
I'm not
ass.
scared of him either. I think he's a little bitch.
Oh
Could
god.
be watching.
Could be watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's my fear.
All
That's
right.
always my fear when we do Australian bands, is they could be watching.
Hey, we
Oh,
reviewed
I'm
people
alive.
with the band in the audience. They had
room.
bottles.
In
Yeah.
the room with us.
Yeah.
That's intimidating.
All right, here we go. I'll put myself.
Please.
down
I want to hear
rather
it. I want
than-
Yeah, no, be
I-
honest, Bel. It's got to be that way.
Conrad's approach was maybe it wasn't really, but maybe I'm too past anything new coming in. No, I'm not really. I'm right into new stuff. Okay, let me change tack here. Maybe I just don't get it, what he's trying to go for.
Mm.
Maybe I just don't understand the fact that it's this kind of piecemeal genre melding fusion mishmash of so many different styles that I just don't think flow.
But it's definitely original.
well.
It's definitely original for that sake.
No, it's not.
Oh, hang, David. Just let's
I'm,
get it going.
I'm biting my tongue.
Yeah, it's not each style is not original, and the fact that there's genre mashing is also not original. The specific order maybe is original, but it doesn't. I don't think it really works. It doesn't work for me, I should say. It obviously works for him and others, but it's too much of an assault for me. I listened to it on Spotify before I watched it, and my face was just like the whole time I listened to it. And then when I watched the video, I thought, okay, maybe that will shed some light on what's going on. And I was just like, it wasn't really helpful. So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, music wise. It just, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it. So I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, Kim Dracula, Sam, whatever your name is. It's just not for me. It's not my style. But don't let what I say discourage you from doing what you do. You're clearly enjoying it, and you're clearly talented. The drums, that was obviously. I didn't realize that he did everything. But,
he does everything. Yeah.
I was watching him play the drums. I'm like, well, that's clearly him. That's not an imitation of what's happening, that on the recording. So good luck to him. I'm not gonna listen to any more of this.
You really should listen to the album, because the album is just like, holy fuck, I was blown away.
If it's like that,
it's the most unusual album I've ever heard in my life, and I loved it. Yeah.
Okay. No,
I will have to go watch it. I'd like to see it live.
Apparently, like a lot of the comments on YouTube say the live show goes off, so it'd be interesting to see it like that.
I don't think.
I just applaud anybody for doing something different.
Oh yeah, I get that completely.
And
absolutely,
that's so important.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless if I like it or not is irrelevant. It's the fact that it's original.
It's confronting, and it's not for everyone, but you got to give them props. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, is there anything else you want to add there, Belle, or?
No, I don't think I should.
What I'm going to go next, we'll save Dave for last on this one, and that's how it randomly drew out. It wasn't planned, it's just a random draw out. Look, I think what this is going to sound really old man yells at cloud kind of territory, and I've full credit for fucking being different, original, something out of the box, completely unexpected. Like from Jeff in particular, who we have this Frontiers penchant from, to get this from Jeff this week was like, whoa, hang on, what the fuck is this? Like, this was a complete fucking wow moment.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's not really me.
Basically, it was like, but this is
that's good.
You're almost like Dave's trick last week.
But anyway,
that's cool.
I thought this was your choice, Belle.
Here we go.
And
Shot
next was
fired.
mine. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
this.
Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Look,
No,
I completely. I will always give credit for originality, being different, standing out, all those things. I've always admired people that can do that. And this is not an exception in that regard. I think that there's a lot to take in from this one. It is an assault on the senses. That's absolutely for sure. It's such an extreme mashup. This has full-on wailing metal vocals with some crazy riff energy. It goes to jazz lounge. It goes to fucking urban and rap stuff. It goes to old school new metal from the early 2000s. Like there's even things like Cradle of Filth in this. Like there's a bit of absolutely everything in this thing. So what I think we're going from in this is that this is almost like, so this is the part's going to be Old Man Yells at Cloud territory, is that it feels almost like the TikTok impact on music composition. So where it feels like that sort of, and that can be good and can be bad. Like I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing per se. Everything has two edges to it, but it just feels like because things attention spans are X, Y, Z, and everyone talks about that, this song is just not a problem or anything like that, but it's almost like a symptom of the world's divergent attention spans. And this song just goes from one thing to the next like that. Like there's no smooth launching into it. It's just fucking bang, 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 bang. It's like a whole bunch of, everyone talks about, it's a weird comparison, but when people talk about Metallica cutting riffs together literally in the studio, but I had to cut a bit of tape and put it together. This feels like someone basically doing that digitally now with Pro Tools and the TikTok effect. Just going every genre as opposed to playing riffs. Jonathan Davis from Korn is a big part of this song, and regardless of your taste, the performances across this one, from music to lyrics to production to the vocals, all sorts of, like, the performances are bang on. Like, I can't believe that apart from John Davis being on this one, the rest of the vocals, because you know where John Davis is, you hear him straight away. The rest of the vocals are so diverse that it's actually quite remarkable that one person's doing it. Like, very few people are capable of doing this sort of stuff. Maybe Mike Patton, for example, would be a case, would be a peer in terms of vocal ability. A lot of gear changes.
Sorry.
Go on.
I'm surprised that a little independent artist from Tassie can get a name like Jonathan Davies on their record.
There's a reason. I forget.
Yeah,
I forget how, but there was a thing that was done where this artist fucking spiked, and I think that's where a lot of the leverage sort of came from. I don't know what it was. I think it was
Lady Gaga.
He does lots of shit on TikTok.
He did a
there was
cover.
something that happened, and it went off, and that gives people leverage to play in the space. So, well done. If you can get Jonathan Davis to perform on your track, fucking good on you.
Absolutely, especially being like somebody from Tassie of all places.
Yeah.
No offense.
Now, no. Here we go. But there are a lot of gear changes here. We've covered it off. This feels, like I said, it feels like a lot of ideas thrown together to create chaos as opposed to create an actual song. Now, I'd like to hear it in the context of the album. I'm not saying I'm going to go and listen to the album tomorrow, but I would like to hear it in the context of the album. I think it'll either make more sense or no sense at all, but I want to hear it just to see what it does. I'm pretty open-minded. The melodic chorus in this is really good. I love that. Davis's vocal is wonderful in this one too. Like, everyone's performance is good, but this, in a lot of respects, was a bridge too far because it felt like things being shoehorned in for almost the sake of it at a point in time. It's almost trying to be edgy as opposed to trying to be a piece of musical composition. Now, I get that it's different and all those things, but for me, I love industrial music and genre blending music and those sorts of things. But if it's done well, I'll eat it for breakfast. I just didn't think this one, like I said, it's a bridge too far. It didn't grab me. I like parts, but the parts that I like aren't enough to get me past the bits that I don't like, if that makes sense. When you're throwing so many things together into the same song, it's going to be a victim of all of it. So either the good parts are going to be weighed down by the bad parts, and the bad parts will be brought up by the good parts. But for me, the bad outweighed the good in this song, which is unfortunate because I don't like dunking on people or all that sort of stuff. I think it's good to be constructive in the way you put things. And I think that, this could be that it's just not for me, and that's fine. But there's obviously a lot of people enjoying this sort of stuff, and there are people that it does grab, like Jeff here, for example, which is great. And I think that I've seen some comments already come through going, this is fucking fantastic. So we're going to get some interesting feedback on this one. And I reckon it's great. If you find something that interests you and engages you, then fucking go and enjoy it. I don't like ripping on anyone for anything at all. It's just, for me, it didn't grab me. There's loads of talent. It's just that the execution for me, my taste palette, didn't work for me that well.
Sure.
I'd like it to be a little more coherent. I would have liked to have had things a little bit smoother as opposed to being just almost like you're playing dodgem cards within a song, if that makes sense. It just that's what it felt like. It felt like being a pinball inside of a piece of composition. It just yeah. So for me, not this one. It's going to get a thumbs down this week. I really tried a lot. I listened to it like a good probably 8 to 10 times, I reckon. I just can't get my head around it, unfortunately. It's not quite there for me. There are parts that I like I said, but just not quite. Alrighty, let's do it. Dave, rip it off.
Okay, I have no shame, and if you're watching Drac, come and get me. I'm really fucking terrified. This is fucking terrible. It is absolute crap. This guy's videos have come up on YouTube a few times. I've avoided clicking on them simply because of the name. You cannot call yourself fucking Dracula. It is too iconic a character. It comes across as lame. Think of all the shock rockers throughout history. We've had Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson, and Wednesday 13. They took something familiar and they did something unique. This is just a fucking wannabe poser. I eventually did check out one of his songs a few weeks back. I got 40 seconds in and it was rapping. I'm like, fuck that. This is the first song I heard all the way through. It goes from modern metal to sick beats to heavily processed fucking crap, cut and paste digital shit with trumpets. What the fuck? It just clashes. It does not know what it wants to be. It tries too hard to cover so many different styles. I guess so it appeals to everybody. It's no surprise this guy does TikTok videos because that's exactly what this fucking generation wants to be. Doesn't want to rock the boat. A little bit of everything so everybody's included. Fuck off. Why is there a drum solo all of a sudden? Where the hell did that come from? The music video is even worse than the fucking single on Spotify. It starts off with fucking jazz lounge crap, and then which is odd and pointless, and it goes off into this other tedious crap. Within 90 seconds, we go from jazz lounge to modern metal to NSYNC. Metal and trap should not fucking mix at all. And because he's capable of so many different styles, yes, he can do them well, but it makes the aggression in the vocals and the content of the lyrics come across as nothing but fake. Compare it to Korn back in the day. They fucking lived that shit. This comes across as him doing exactly what's needed to imitate each individual style. It's no wonder Bell thought they were from America because he's a fucking mimic. He is singing and playing guitar and drums on this. It makes sense. He probably doesn't have any friends. The best part of this, apart from the end, is Jonathan Davis's part. It makes me wish we could go back to the new metal era because suddenly bands like Limp Bizkit are sounding a lot better to my ears. If this is the future of music, just fucking shoot me. This is an insult to people with ears. I don't ever want to hear this again. I would rather fuck a banshee and have a scream in my ear so I can never hear anything again. Jonathan Davis gets 6 out of 10. The rest makes me want to break my fucking thumb off. This is absolute crap.
I'm glad you liked it.
Okay.
I'm getting a drink.
Feel better, Dave?
The intro of the song, right? Where he's doing that. Where he's doing that like jazz thing up when he's standing in the club, that's not on the album. No, that's not on the album. And none of that stuff that he's singing is on the album. It starts, the song on the album starts at that scream, the beginning of that song. Yeah.
Now this just on in the album context, it doesn't, like, the single itself on Spotify doesn't close. Like, it feels like it bleeds into the next track.
That's the whole album. It's a concept.
I thought that was right. The thing. Yeah. For those that do watch this one that are new to us, Dave rips on this sort of stuff all the time. This is not a unique thing for this particular artist. When it comes to this sort of stuff, Dave will go to town.
I knew Dave would not like it. I knew that, but that's not why I chose it. I chose
it
because it made me stand up and listen. I thought, fuck, I gotta share this because I just think that
and that's good.
Whether you like it or not, he's got something to offer.
And the point is
exactly. Look,
to be
not
real,
my bag, but I have to give it credit where it's true.
But it's also important for us in what we do to challenge ourselves as well. If you just sit in your same safe fucking boat all the time, it gets stale quick. So,
I'm the king of fucking challenge. I
even if you don't like it, it's good to test yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, I'm going to be. I was trying to be diplomatic about. Trying to be diplomatic about Australian bands, of which now I can see that doesn't exist on this show. It would appear.
I was chat, Conrad, and I said, "Be yourself and be honest." That's what I'm talking about. And I'll back Dave in to have his say.
Okay. Well, tell us what you really think, Dave.
My personal approach is be as constructive as possible, but some people sometimes. But that's the thing. The thing about music is that it can be so emotive that if it creates that visceral response, that can be a good thing too, because it gets a response out of the person listening.
Yeah.
So there are things for it. And there are people who are going to watch this when I clip it or whatever else, and fans of this artist are going to come to bat for them. Go for it. That's okay.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that for fucking clicks and likes and stuff, because I like it when an artist has a fan base that will defend it. That's a good thing for the artist in question as well. So there's ways to look at this, and I know that a lot of people aren't going to like what was just said, but that's okay too. But there are people that are going to go, it is what it is. But if you know us and what we do, we're honest. But that means that when we say that we like, it means that we actually like it too. It's very important that you have that honesty all the way through.
Yeah, I'm nothing but honest.
Let's
doesn't bother
go
me.
to the view. Let's go to the viewers and see what they have to
I
say.
take them all on board. That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
I don't get in trouble.
See what the viewers have to say.
I'm curious. I'm really curious as what the viewers have to say as well.
Yeah, let's see what the viewers have to say.
All righty. Well, Adrian said this is more like it. I love it.
See?
Vinny said,
wow.
Hang on, wait, Dave. Vinny said, I have to say, if Pennywise crossed over into making music, this is what I'm expecting, which is an interesting comment there from Vinny. But here we go. Michael said, cool track. Followed with, hey, wow. Jeff, Bell is the big star, not the little star, which is a good point there. Well done, Michael.
Michael, cheers, mate.
Yeah, but Adrian says, I'm with you, Jeff. Dude is brilliant. Michael says, I'll give this album a listen for sure.
Oh, yeah. Give it a listen. Yeah.
BC, apart from Santa, says Conrad make it a great line from The Wizard of Oz.
There we go. Put him up. Yeah.
There we go. Adrian says, hell yes, from Mike Patton, Faith More, another Bay Area band. That'd work too. Sally says, I haven't listened to it more than the once. I'm not sure what I'm hearing, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
there's a bit there.
Sally has taste.
Michael, is it possible to set up a crowdfunding for Dave to interview Kim Dracula?
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'd do it.
For that.
I would love to do that.
That would be awesome. And then we'd play him this thing back again. That would be fantastic.
I'll tell him to his face. I don't have a problem.
Adrian's laughing his ass off here. He says Dave would have made Gordon Ramsay blush just then, so that's something that B says I'm with Dave.
Dave hate
I'm
review.
with Dave on this one, but I'm with Jeff when it comes to Rush. And Adrian says, I have an open mind coming from the Bay Area. The thrash music was cutting edge. It's good to be open-minded. It is good to be open-minded.
I have to say, that felt good. I haven't had a good fucking bet like that in ages.
Yeah,
that felt good.
I bet you haven't.
The way I say
one of those.
I was just going to say, being open-minded, not so open-minded that you're fucking...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Kate Bush, but that's easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Jeff, you certainly brought some, emotion.
I did, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, you brought some heat to this one. All right. Make sure Caesar comes back in here because he's doing something. Caesar, come on.
Anyway, those who loved it, thank you. Those who hated it, thank you. It's all good.
But that's the thing. It's all fun. Like, it's all in good fun. I know people might get upset, and that's okay. And that happens from time to time. But that's the thing. Music is such a subjective and emotive thing that's important to acknowledge the power of it as well. Good and bad, it's a powerful thing.
Yes.
All righty. Let's go on to the game part of tonight before going to the collection and then the battle later on. So we're going to be doing Guess a Song like we did last week, where the idea is that one of us will pick a song and then go through the lyrics, and then we all get one guess each. If we get it wrong, we're out. And then it's a race. We see the person goes through the lyrics, and this time around it's going to be Belle. So Belle's going to go through some lyrics here for us. The first person to guess the song and the artist has to get the artist and the song title correct. And it's a case of seeing if we win or the crowd wins watching. So if you're here tuning in, get in the comments. If you think you've got it, let us know, and I'll check the timestamp of when people guess it or give up or whatever else have you. So we'll see how we go this one. What do you got here? Some more quick comments here. Vinny says the name Kid Dracula sounds like the name of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 70s. There we go.
Yes.
Sorry,
that's exactly it.
So Michael, though, says 5 interesting tracks. Did not hate any of them this week. That's cool. But then Adrian's gone, Jeff, stir the pot. I love it. All right. Caesar, come on. I don't know what the dog's doing. Anyway. I'm supposed to go. But
I did my shit stir joke once, didn't I? Experience.
Yes, you did.
I did.
That's okay. The dog's back. All righty. So we are now going to play the game where we're going to go through and guess some song lyrics. So, without any further ado, the floor is yours.
Coffee.
All right. So, what is going on with Conrad? That's weird. Is everyone seeing what I'm seeing? Just kind of a blob.
I just see a blob. It's got a hole in his head.
Conrad, can you hear me?
His head.
Move, dude.
It looks like a weird dog.
Have you been eating?
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Are you there,
Are you
Conrad?
cooking?
Yeah, I'm here.
I cooking with Conrad. There you go.
Here we go.
He's cooking a stew.
Alrighty.
What are you cooking tonight, Conrad?
Cooking or having a wank?
Yeah.
He's just looking at us while he's doing it. That's disturbing.
Conrad gets it. We're never going to fucking know because he's going to catch me after everybody else.
It's gonna be a long night.
Oh.
Try back.
All right.
Oh, shit.
wow.
I'm just gonna. Shall I start my song? Shall
Yes.
I start
Yeah,
my...
please do.
We
Yeah.
got moving on.
Ready.
It's like 3 in the morning. All right, Belle,
All right.
go for it.
All right. First line. Tommy used to work on the docks.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Got it.
Kidding.
Okay.
On
Okay.
Jovi.
Ah, well done.
On Jovi. Living on a
Well done,
prayer.
Belle.
I'm kidding.
Well done.
Very
Well
well.
done.
All right. No, serious now.
Okay.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. No, I'm joking again.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
Shall I go on? She's got a smile.
Get to the money.
Okay, all right. I'll be serious.
Yes.
Now keep
Way to
joking. This
milk
is
it.
fun.
Well done. Way to milk
Setting
it.
a precedent
Welcome to
here.
the jungle. We got fun and games.
Fun and games. Yeah. All right, we ready? I will start
Yes.
properly.
The real
now.
thing. The real thing.
Okay, line 1. Remember when we were young? Just 2 kids on the run with a fistful of dreams. Drinking wine, playing cool, stay out late, cutting school. Oh, look at those faces.
I know
That
this.
wasn't fun. That wasn't
Yeah.
fun. While cigarettes like James Dean. Wait, I think I missed a word there. Anyway, in the back seat of my Chevrolet, where the radio would play and play, and all the
Is this-
world would fade away.
Don't be wrong. Fuck, that's the problem. You don't be wrong when you get you guess.
No,
That's the
no,
thing.
no.
Glam band.
Shall I go
I
on?
mean,
Shall I keep going?
Go
Yeah.
on.
LA glam band.
Keep going.
Together we stand. Well, it's just you and me. So, baby, hold on and you'll see. Forever we stand and we'll make it through. Because I know I can't live without you. No, no, whoa, whoa. Okay.
Fucking terrible lyrics.
They said we're growing up too fast. What we had would never last. So we left without goodbyes. And then sometimes they got tough. The roads ahead looked kind of rough. And all we had was you and I. We prayed to God on those cold, dark nights. And then we knew that it would be all right. We'd go through hell just to hold each other tight. And it goes back to the chorus. Together we stand. Well, it's just you and me. So, baby, hold on and you'll see. Fuck, I'm going to have to bring up the lyrics on my phone now because that's all I wrote out. That was like 25 minutes, guys.
Wow.
Either a
I know
Bryan
this. I'm
Adams-
gonna fucking keep myself.
The verses
I'll go
sound
to
very
the bridge.
familiar.
I'll go to the bridge.
Just where we get the cigarette lighters out.
All right. No, it's not a ballad, really.
No.
Mm.
Is it Eddie?
LA glam band.
All right, bridge. As long as the world keeps turning, as long as there's another day, together forever we'll stay.
I'm gonna take a shot. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
go
right.
for it.
Is it "Baby Hold On" by Eddie Money?
No,
Okay,
No.
I'm out.
By who?
sorry, Jeff. It is not.
Eddie Money. Eddie Money. Baby, hold on. Eddie Money. Come on, you don't know who Eddie Money is? Oh fuck, get a
Here we
fucking
go.
computer.
Now we're on. Now we're on.
Sorry,
All right,
it'd be
well,
like a
Jeff's out.
Canadian-
No.
I'm out.
Canadian
I'm out.
dude or something.
Mm.
That's kind of the two
Can
main
you
verses,
do the
and then
first
it
verse?
goes, and that's the bridge. The first verse, you want it from the start?
Yeah,
Remember
good.
when we were young, just two kids on the run with our fistful of dreams. Drinking wine,
Is
playing
an Australian
pool,
artist.
No.
No,
Shall I start giving clues?
Yeah, give us a clue.
They're American.
LA Glam Band. LA Glam Band.
I don't know if they were from LA. Shit, do you know what? I should call myself a fan. Fuck. How could I not know?
All right. Were they of that era, of the LA Glam Band era?
Yes, they were. This song came out
of that era.
This song was written in 88.
Okay.
But it didn't come out until much later. I'm just going to Wikipedia where the fuck these guys are from.
Lyrics are fucking terrible.
Well, I don't think so. I think it's a nice story. They wrote really nice stories back then.
It's got a nostalgia hit. It says a nostalgia hit.
I can't connect the dots.
It's a little deep cutty. Once you know.
No.
Is it Warrant?
No, but it's right there in that zone.
I got a feeling me and Andrew have reviewed this fucking song as part of the album. Those lyrics are really.
Sounds a bit Brian Adams-y.
All right, what I'll do is I'll keep going with the
All right.
Shit. I'll keep going.
How's the
audience
what
going,
was the rest of the
Andrew?
first verse?
Oh, if I look at the comments, I'm out because if the comments get it right, then I'll know.
Exactly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I don't want to go. Don't want to go scanning through comments.
I've
got a timestamp. Look, it's 10:27 on my clock, and it won't. Well, no, we're not getting it yet. So if anyone's got it before now, we'll know pretty quick.
Eddie Money, come on.
In the back seat.
Paradise,
of my Chevrolet, where the radio would play and play. All the world would fade away. Together we stand. Well, it's just you and me. So, baby, hold on, and you'll see. Forever we stand, and we'll make it through. Because I know I can't live without you. That's the chorus.
Pretty cheesy lyrics, I have to say. They are cheesy lyrics.
Yeah. Well,
maybe in a good way.
They are cheesy, but they are. I think they were written quite early in this band's career.
It's not slow.
How about like a clue? Like how many pieces in the band? How many
the
members?
lyricist that came in after these were written was a bit more creative with his lyrics than this. Fuck, dude. Okay, I clearly made this a bit too tricky.
No, that's good. I reckon the audience have it. I reckon they're the bunch of dickheads. The audience have it. I'm pretty sure the audience will have it.
Shall we admit defeat? I don't think I can get it. I know it, but I can't get it.
I know it. I just don't. I'm not pulling it together.
All
right.
You don't know Eddie Money, Conrad.
Oh, fuck, Jake, dude, get over it. We got it.
Take me home tonight. Take me home tonight. You know,
no, we don't know him.
I don't know.
I'm in the Twilight Zone.
There you go. You can put it as a song of the week next week, Jeff, if you want. Bella, put this one as a song of the week next week at the rate we're going.
Sounds awesome. Oh, yeah, this will be good. All right, you want to know what it is? It's on this.
No,
on this album.
The audience going?
Oh, motherfucker.
Hold on. Let me put Bell in there so I know here. That's why I knew it. Yeah, here we go. All right, we've conceded. So let's see the audience. Let me go through audience comments because we've conceded now. We're done.
It's forever.
Yep.
What's the song?
Give Conrad CPR.
Forever.
But Vinny's gone, oh my God, Bell, classic. Living on a prayer, but this is the joke stuff now.
Yeah.
Michael's all this talk of wanking needs crowdfunding for a 5 kilo tub of Meadow Lee margarine for you guys. Well, here we go. Everyone's having a good fun.
Spreads well, mate.
Yes, good spread. Adrian, Michael, they're all laughing at Bell like the false starts here is a Bon Jovi song, and then say never say goodbye, Bon Jovi. Nicole's gone Brian Adams. Nicole says, oh, I know Skid Row. But then she goes, I don't know the name of the song. This is 1028. And then Starship. No, not Starship. I know who it is. Make Money is. I was way off. No one got it, Bell. So what is the song title? Forever?
It's
One
called
direction into
Forever.
another.
What
There we
album is
go.
it off
No,
of?
it's called
Skid Row.
Forever, and it was written
Yeah.
at around the time that their debut album came out, but it was
What
never
album
put
was
on
it
the
on?
debut album. It's on a release called 40 Seasons, which came out.
Yeah.
Like,
Could you pick
in the
something more
2000s,
obscure
I
next
think.
time?
We went
obscure.
to Limited
I don't think I've ever
from
heard it.
that.
I don't think
What
I've
was
ever
I
heard
gonna
it.
say?
Bang.
Like, yeah, I was
Never
tempted
heard
to go something off Slave to the Grind, but I thought it like everyone's gonna know straight away. Like,
You know what?
and
The
I.
opening
Yes,
line
I-
immediately.
Subhuman Race
Yeah.
would have been a good album to
Yeah.
pick from.
The opening line immediately put me in mind of Skid Row because it's like, I remember you, remember yesterday,
yeah.
walking hand in hand. Yeah,
Mm,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
vibe
it was.
to it.
Yeah, maybe that's why they shelved it because it was too close to that song.
Maybe.
I'm gonna have to listen to it now.
I'll
It's
do
a
that.
fantastic
I'll get to
song.
that.
It's actually my favorite Skid Row song. That
Really?
and
Well, there we
Big
go.
Piece of Me.
I
But
don't
that's
think
cool.
I've
Like,
ever
heard
the,
it.
the,
It's
the
It's been
point of
ages
doing
since I
this
heard
is
it, but yeah, I did know it.
have fun.
Fuck.
Yeah. Have fun, test it, see how we go with it. We all suck tonight.
Yeah,
Vinny's
that was
got
cool.
Isn't
Good
Any
choice.
Money. No, it's not. Skid Row Forever. Just for the record, it is Skid Row Forever. Done. Well done, Belle. Round of applause to Belle because she stumped every
I
fucking
was
one of us
hoping
here.
someone would get it. I didn't expect
Very good
no
job. You
one
did
to-
good. Yeah.
Oh well, never mind.
Well done. Well
That
done.
was fun anyway.
But it's fun. This is fun. Like it's the good thing about it being this way. It's really fun. This is a bit of a fun game to play, which is cool. Alrighty, we got to move on. We've got a few things to get through still before we get out of here tonight. So we're going to go on to build a collection now, which is going from 76 to 85.
wow.
Done a lot of
Yeah.
years already. We started at 76. We did 83 last week. It's 84 tonight. We're going to be doing, as always, the draft order we have here rotates through. So whoever went last week goes first this week, so on and so forth. And basically, long story short, no. You can't have the same band twice in your list of 10, and once an album is taken,
hard.
no one can take it. And that's where that gets a bit important in this year in particular, I think, because there'll be an artist that is
84.
moving forward.
Can I just
84.
say it's a powerhouse fucking
It's
year.
a big year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we'll do a quick recap because last week we did 1983, and so I've got to update the scoring here. So just to recap, Bell went first and chose Dio Holy Diver. Dave came second and had Def Leppard Pyromania. Conrad went third, Metallica Kill 'Em All. Jeff went fourth with Ozzy Osbourne Bark of the Moon, and I was last week with Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. So the scoring went as follows for this one. So coming in at fifth place with 10 points added to their total is Ozzy Osbourne Bark of the Moon. So Jeff, you got 10 points for that one.
I knew that. Yep.
20 points was for Metallica, Kill 'Em All. So Conrad, you had 20 points added to your total. Coming in at 30 points, so third place here, 30 points was Belle with Holy Diver from Dio. She got 30 points
Nice.
added to her
Good
total,
pick.
which means that out of Dave and myself, that's where it came down to who got the most points last week. And Dave, you came in second. Def Leppard Pyromania got you 40
Happy
points.
with
on
that.
your total, which means I actually, surprisingly, I didn't think I would, but I came out in front. I got 50 points for Iron Maiden Peace of Mind. So it's all voted by the audience being, whatever is the most popular on that one. So last week, the order was Bell was on 170 points, Dave 195, Conrad 200, Jeff 225, and I was on 260. So I was out in front, Bell was at the bottom. This time around, Bell is still down the bottom, but the gap is closing. She was on 200 points now. Conrad has shifted down a spot to fourth on 220. Dave and Jeff are now tied on 235 apiece, and I'm starting to get a bit of a lead. I'm out at 310 at the moment now.
Oh, wow.
Out in front.
Starting to get a bit of a lead. My God, I don't think
Gonna
you're
have to
beatable.
cut you down, boy.
Well, we've got, 2 choices to make left? That's it. We've
Yeah.
got 2 more choices to make, so it's going to be interesting. And the fun part is that I get to go first this week. So,
Yeah.
Well, you know what you
Dude.
take. You cannot take.
I
You
know,
got
but
it.
there are some, we'll see if we're all on the same page here because there are some
Crackers.
cracking releases. There's a lot of albums out in 1984. But I'm probably going to go with the obvious choice here. I am going to take Van Halen 1984.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
That was the
Hot
first
potato?
record.
Fun.
That was the first record. That was the very first record that got me into heavy metal. Was
Yeah.
that album.
I'm going to say Van
Wow.
Halen
That
84.
started my journey.
Yeah.
That
And if
started
it's
my
not just
journey.
me, if it's not just me, it's also because Jody loves that album and loves the band. So I know there's
Great.
other choices
Great
here.
I heard that about when I was 10 years old, and that was my journey. That started.
I think "Oh Wait" is one of my favorite Van Halen songs.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good albums. Like I know that I'm pretty sure like it's going to be a tough battle this week. I think. I don't think anyone's a shoo-in to get first points on this. I think there'll be a sleeper one. I don't think that'll get me the full 50, to be honest, with considering the caliber of what's out there. There's like, for example, I couldn't take the Iron Maiden one. I know that's a beast. But anyway, let's continue on because Belle, you're up next.
So I am really, really torn because I know what I should get, but it's not my favorite from this band, and I know what I want next week.
Yeah,
but you got to get out of the basement. So
I don't know. I know I'm down the bottom. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I can't win. But
don't go for points. Don't sell out to see you.
But you could play. You can't win, but you could take something off the board that could fuck other people up.
Yeah, that's true. Play record.
Don't go for points. Just go for your passion. Be you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Go with what your heart says as opposed to selling out to points.
Yeah. Fuck points. It's for sellouts.
Game. Fuck, man.
Well, the funny thing is,
sell out to
what
points.
I would sell out for is actually my favorite studio album of this band, but not my favorite album of this band, which is next week's potential choice. No guesses for who I'm talking about there. So what do I do?
Oh, I think I might have that.
Who hasn't chosen this band? I think I'll leave it to chance. I'm just going to choose Metallica's Ride the Lightning.
Yep.
Nice.
Good pick.
Okay.
That's a good one to take.
It's not a bad choice.
No.
Arguably
Good pick.
Best.
Yep.
No, puppets, man. Puppets.
I actually like Justice, but that's not going to be part of this game. So.
No, it won't be part of this.
Justice is fucking great.
Mm.
Anyway, I'll talk about Justice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vaseline and talk about it.
There we go. All right. So, Dave, you're up next.
Alrighty. Well, that made it easy. I would have picked. Well, I was tossing up between Lightning and this band, but I have to go with this band because it's got my theme song. Animal Fuck Like a Beast.
Yeah.
Self-titled. Love this fucking album. That is like the pinnacle of 80s shock rock heavy metal. Fucking great album.
I knew that was coming.
If you don't own the Wasp self-titled, you have no business calling yourself a metalhead. It's fucking gold.
Alrighty. Well,
really, Bella, you don't have it?
Uh-oh.
What
That's
the?
enough.
No.
That's enough.
Disappointing.
I'm just not a metalhead then. How dare I call myself?
God, here we go. That's enough of that. All right, Conrad, make a pick.
It's easy picks. You just go and buy a copy.
I'm not going to buy them.
What a great year. A great year. Some great choices here.
Oh, such a good one.
I'm going to have to take Iron Maiden's Power Slave.
Good pick. You haven't picked Maiden before, have you?
No.
Maiden's Power. No, I haven't picked Maiden before, so I'm going to go with Power Slave. I love this record.
Yep. I figured that'd be
probably for the ancient rhyme of the Ancient Mariner alone. I think is probably enough to take.
This is why I say this is not an easy battle this week.
Yeah.
I think anyone can take the full points. That's a good choice again. Like any of these ones, you'd be happy to take. So Jeff, you got the fifth choice, but there's still some cracking albums on this list.
Yeah, there are. There's a lot here. I'm torn between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 albums. How do I choose? Okay, well, I think I have to go with probably. Well, it's a good album. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Dio, The Last in Line.
Okay, cool.
Good record.
Cool.
Good record.
Good album, that one. It's a really good album.
Going to be my other choice. So yeah. Great record.
There's a lot. I know a lot of us are taking Priest, but Defenders of the Faith was on this year as well. There's Queen the Works, Twisted Sister Stay Hungry. Even for those inclined, Stripe
randomly, Pretty Mason's debut was on here.
Yeah.
Red Hot and Heavy, yeah.
Mom's Team,
Yep.
Deep Purple, Don't Break the Oath.
Scorpions, Love at First Sting. Fuck.
Yep.
Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers.
Dock and Tooth and Nail,
There's
heaps.
Kiss, Animalize.
Anthrax, Rat Out of the Cellar was this year as well.
Another good album.
Yeah, Fistful of Metal.
White Snake, Slide It In. Yeah.
Bon Jovi self-titled. That's
Queen, The Works.
a great album.
Yeah.
Queensryche, The
That's
Warning.
metal.
Warning,
Yep.
What was that, Bell?
Well, good albums.
And that's just the metal albums.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
metal
not
and
even-
rock, let alone all the others.
Yeah, I mean that's right. There was a lot. 84 was huge.
So just to quickly recap here, I took Van Halen in 1984. Like I said, not just for me, but for Jodie as well, because she's a massive Van Halen fan, and I figured I'm going to take a shot at that one there, see what happens. Bell took Metallica, Ride the Lightning. Dave had Wasp, self-titled. Conrad took Power Slayer from Iron Maiden, and Jeff took Dio last in line. We'll do a poll on this later in the week. You can give us your thoughts now, but they won't count these votes. We'll do a poll later in the week, and we'll see how it all works out, because it's all determined by audience votes, and we'll see who gets the most points and continues on the roll next week. There are going to be some comments here. Vinny says, Ace covered Eddie Money. I want to go back on Spaceman 2018, just so you know, Dave. So there we go.
I had that album.
Michael says, Ace
Still never heard
rates
of him.
him. Maybe you should check him out. He's a legendary artist. Wow. Adrian says, Van Halen 84, my favorite album from them. Hot for Teacher. Yeah, there we go. 84, massive album.
That's a good album.
It is. Rowan says, this was the year where my favorite bands start coming in. Very competitive year. Couldn't pick between Queensryche's The Warning, Malmsteen's Rising Force, and TNT's Knights of the New Thunder.
Yeah.
There we go. Malmsteen Rising Force, Black Star, and For Beyond. Beyond's done great guitar work. There we go.
Yeah.
Michael also says, Dear Last Nine, Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers, Defenders of the Faith from Priest as well. And Adris says, Wasp, great live band. So Wasp open for Kiss on the Last Command tour. Fucking hell.
Fuck, that would be cool.
Dude.
That would have been amazing.
Kiss and Wasp on the.
Oh. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, can I just ask a question? I don't think Darren's here tonight, but Darren, I know that he watches this afterwards.
Yeah, he
and
does watch the
comments,
one,
which is fun. I love reading those. But he posted a comment in the when you put out the post to say what's your pick when we polled these albums, and he said my favorite isn't in here, so I'll choose Metallica. I think he said. I want to know what his favorite is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Darren,
share that shit.
Darren,
Yeah.
tell us.
Yeah. Tell us what your favorite was. That'd be good. Yeah, for 83. Yeah.
Oh, for 83.
Yeah. It was in the part of the polling that led up to the voting for the scoring this week. So we'll hopefully, Darren, if you see this one, please let us know. We're all very keen to check out that. All right. The night's getting long. Let's get onto this one now. It's time for all right. So just a quick little thing here. This is King of the Riff. That is the debut albums series. We're going to do a bit of a cram session here between now and the end of the year to start knocking these out. But last week, we picked a winner between, what was it again last week? Fucking hell. It was Boston, self-titled, and Machine Head Burn My Eyes. Boston went through for us, but the audience choice, we're keeping track of the audience choice this time around. So we started off completely different paths. So we chose Boston, the audience chose Machine Head. This time around, we're going to do the same thing again, but it's between, it is Mötley Crüe with Too Fast for Love going up against Dio's Holy Diver album. The audience voting on this one was exceptionally one-sided, I will say. So we'll get to that in due course.
Wow.
But in the comments now, you have a reference track for each of those bands. So you have Live Wire from Mötley Crüe, and you have Holy Diver from Dio as your reference tracks there. Then we have, so there's a lot here to get through as always. This is round 2. It's winner goes on, loser goes home kind of mentality. That's how it all sort of works. Basically we go through it, give our thoughts, and we'll see which one comes out on top in the end. So to go first for this one around, we are going to throw to me. Okay, cool. This I found to be a really intriguing battle. They're two albums that are different to each other, very different, but it somehow makes sense at the same time. This is a much more
Can I just cut in? Sorry. I know you're a massive Dio fan, and I know Jody's a massive Mötley Crüe fan. If you vote wrong, are you sleeping outside the tent tonight?
Probably. The good thing is, right, just on that note, just quickly here, because when I do these streams, because we are still building the house, because we're not exactly quiet and there aren't exactly noise-proof walls in here, Jody goes up and sleeps in one of the other houses on the property on these nights. So regardless of what happens here, I'll get to sleep in my own bed tonight.
You're safe for the moment.
I can't guarantee the same tomorrow.
But yeah, just remember, she'll see this shit.
I know, right? That's the point. No, the idea that Dave just asked the question there, Bill. I don't know if you heard that, because Jody's a massive Mötley Crüe fan and I'm a huge Dio fan. Dave was like, if you choose wrong, are you sleeping outside tonight? So that's the conversation there. Because I'm going first here.
What was your answer? Are you?
Well, I haven't done my thing
out.
yet, so I'm going to go through it now. We're going to find out in a second if I'm going to be in the doghouse, literally with the dog. This is an intriguing battle, like I was saying. This is one where the albums are so very different, but it also seems to make a lot of sense when you listen to it back to back. There's something about them that it does work.
Yeah.
They're both sort of powerful statement kind of albums that are beginnings of something special for both these groups or outings. With Mötley Crüe, it's all about the energy. It's fast, it's loose, but the attitude is what drags you in and keeps you on for the ride. Livewire as an opener is bang on for all I'm talking about. It's a statement song in and of itself, which is just a great way to open, this thing up. Now, it's not a perfect album, but there's something about it that is riveting. It's that whole thing where it's a dangerous element to it that's rare today, kind of thing, with everything being very much slicked up in that. These guys playing fast and loose and like really barely holding it together at some points. That's actually what that element of danger is what's actually intriguing and keeps you along for the ride. But on top of that, you've got great hooks in here. Those, along with the energy of it, really make that album infectious. The imperfections add to the charm, which is cool. You don't get to say that a lot these days. With the older albums, you get to say it. With these ones today, you don't really say it as much. There's a gritty street-like feel to it that's just such a stark contrast to the Dio album on this one. I'll get to that shortly, but this one has loads of bite, but also loads of fun. These songs have actually held up pretty well over the duration, and they're still heaps of fun live. Whenever you see Mötley Crüe live, these songs from this album still go off. You'll have your favorites, but none of these tracks fall flat. And I think the only part of this that irks me at all on the Mötley Crüe album is that the over the top. I like cowbell, but fucking Public Enemy #1, they went off on the cowbell. Jesus,
more cowbell
down, Tommy, and whoever and the mixing, no, didn't need to be that loud. But
more flanger.
Yeah, I know. But for all the fun of the party, there was some sleeper tracks on this one too. There's some real darkness in this. There's some mature storytelling and writing here that you may not expect. The case in point, one of them is On With The Show. Now, that one is a staple favorite for Jody and myself, but other tracks like Merry Go Round kind of lean into it a bit as well. And as a counterpoint to things like, Livewire, On With The Show, all that kind of stuff, another favorite of mine is Piece of Your Action on this one. When they lean into the groove, it goes fucking off. The title track, though, shows there's more than meets the eye, as do quite a few songs on the album, to be honest. They're ambitious in their writing, probably a little bit too ambitious at times, but they are ambitious, which is cool. Toast of the Town is a hoot. That's just fun to listen to. I sound like a broken record, but the energy is fantastic. There are nice little bits laid into there too, which just give it a bit of a hint of a class to it. But this is meant to be, it's a mean, gritty kind of album. It's fun. It's attacking overall. It has a bit of everything kind of thing, but while it's certainly rough around the edges, it may not have aged as well as other albums from the year or era kind of thing, there's something undeniable that you just can't ignore about this album. It flies by as a listener, gets stuck in your head. I think sleep on this album at your peril, because there's a good reason why it made it to the top 10 of the audience choice here. Like, all these albums were chosen by audience polling, and these are the top 10 from the audience. Counterpoint to this is that you go over to Dio with Holy Diver, and if you want to talk about, cultural and historical impacts of two albums in music, these two albums have done that. And on top of that, both of these albums have fantastic tracks. Stand Up and Shout is an absolute fucking cracker. If that's not enough, then it gets followed up with the all-time song, fucking Holy Diver. I mean, what a phenomenal song that is on top of all the other stuff going on here. And it's odd how, what I found listening to this one is that Holy Diver came out 2 years after Too Fast for Love, but this one feels older. in terms of just the influence, the feel. It feels like it's a 70s album as opposed to an 80s album. To be absolutely brutal, I think both albums have some flaws in production, but that said, it still brings something to each album in its own way. For Mötley, it increased the overall vibe. For Dio, it makes you think of and feel all those old school classic influences. This feels and sounds like 70s classic hard rock. But there are some sleeper tracks, and everyone knows the big ones, but there are sleeper tracks in this one. Caught in the Middle does that trademark thing where listening to Dio makes you feel good. And while you're comparing apples and oranges like we are here, I think the sheer the sheer level, of refined talent, not potential, on display here is stunning. That's where this is an album of actual talent on display versus potential on display. A case in point is check out Don't Talk to Strangers. What a fucking song that is. The writing, the performances are brilliant on that one. And this isn't a slight on Crüe, but it's just that one has a lot more years of experience on the other one, if that makes sense. So you compare the two albums and there's a big difference in just how well refined things are. But that said, that works for Dio, but the raw attitude works for Mötley Crüe. So it's not a fait accompli or anything like that. It's just a case of these are two very different albums and they have very different ways to make. Where Crüe was fast, loose, and dangerous, Dio and his band are bang on. They are really playing with feel incredibly well, and it has a different kind of intensity to it. The use of swing and groove on Holy Diver is fantastic. And as it goes on, the album bites more too, which is cool. Crüe probably have the riffs, I would say. Like the riffs in Mötley Crüe are probably better than what's on Holy Diver. But Holy Diver is far from tame. There's still plenty of bite. When Dio delivers that bite in everyone knows his vocal tone when talking about when it bites off a word, it sounds a particular way that only Dio had. And also, I think that the solos probably on Holy Diver are better. So while Mötley Crüe have the riffs, I think Holy Diver has the solos. On top of all this, right near the end, you got another all-timer in Rainbow in the Dark on the Dio album. That uplifting feel it did us so well. It's just a great way. It's exemplified in that song and nothing else. I think the sheer vocal brilliance from Dio is brilliant. Each note is perfectly placed. His phrasing is something else to take into, and you start really digging into it. And the hooks are phenomenal across Holy Diver. And finally, get the real twist in all this with the closing track, Shame on the Night. What a change of pace that is to bring it on home. I love the space. That is the most different song on the on both albums, to be honest. But it stands out for all the right reasons. And I love the bass and vocal element to that one as well. So when you start putting these ones together, you start break it all down. This battle for me is actually probably closer than you might expect. It might sound one way, but it's actually closer than you think. I love both these albums. I think they're both phenomenal. It's one battle where you kind of have to put your heart aside and really delve into the nitty gritty of things and just sort of, what actually makes one work. And like I said, neither are perfect. They have their flaws, but a lot of it comes down to which overcame their flaws to present a more well-rounded, more well-executed album. And even with that, you could still toss a coin and you'd probably be happy. Like if you tossed a coin and one was one and the other, like you'd be happy whichever way this lands. I genuinely love them both. It's like, they both made a splash when they were released. So they both have great impact. But for me, there's one that is a collection of songs as a listen is stronger, better written, better performed, and, has a better mix overall. It's more well-rounded. And while both are great starts to their respective careers at this point in time, one just has years of experience and it shows through for me. So even though Jody is probably going to make me go and sleep in the dog tonight, I am going to go with Dio Holy Diver for me. So wish me luck with Jody.
Oh, man.
I've got Caesar with me. So Caesar will keep me company.
He'll keep you warm.
Is Conrad gone on my screen, everyone else's screen?
Yeah, he's
spinning out, dude.
Spinning wheel of death. We'll get him back.
He could not handle that. He was like, I'm out.
Maybe that's an indication of what he's doing.
He's jumping back in. Hang on. I'll give you another connection here. So we're going to add him to the stage. I'll remove the other one. Here we go. Conrad's back. It's all good.
Hey, buddy. Welcome back.
So, yeah, just because you missed it there, I went with Dio Holy Diver at the very end there, Conrad. So that's one for that. All right. So I'm in the doghouse. We'll see how that plays out for me over the next week. Dave, over to you.
All righty. Dio and Mötley Crüe. Let's do a comparison first. Both bands have songs that cover kind of a fantasy element. Mötley Crüe have songs about riding groupies, and Dio has songs about riding a tiger. I don't judge. Love is love, I guess. It's all good.
Oh God.
Wow. Okay, that's all I thought it was going to
Okay.
go.
But both bands are from the early 80s. Both are classed as heavy metal, but at the same time, they're nothing alike. Both of these albums have songs that are perfect for summer and barbecues. Plenty of songs have ended up on countless playlists for me.
Yeah.
Both of these albums are so good. Okay, Mötley Crüe, 1981, filled with well-known songs that still get played well, or not as well, to this day. Live Wire, Piece of Your Action, Too Fast for Love, instant fucking classic, but it's filled with so many cool deep cuts. The more you listen to this album, the more you realize that deep cuts really should have been embraced as much as the more well-known songs. Take Me to the Top, Starry Eyes, Come On and Dance, On With the Show, all fucking classics. This is probably my favorite Mötley Crüe album from start to finish, even if they're not my favorite Mötley Crüe songs. Ultimately, you just need a really good Mötley Crüe greatest hits. Anyway, it's filled with killer riffs, high energy, songs about sex and partying. What's not to love? Great catchy songs. These are the sum of their parts. Each member brought something unique to the composition and the feel. They're not the most flashy bunch of musicians or technical players. I got Dream Theater and Nightwish for that. Mötley Crüe were the party band, always fucking reliable. What you got is what they were. This was the right group of degenerates that had something special when they came together. These songs were written to be performed. When you listen to them, you can actually see them on stage to entertain the audience with their onstage antics, fire, theatrics, whatever. They're also just memorable classic fucking songs. Vince sounds great on this album. Tommy has a unique feel to his drums, mixed guitar tone, and his riffs cut through, and Nicky was the crazy glue that somehow stuck everything together. The opening riff, the Live Wire in itself, is an absolute fucking banger. It's aggressive, it's loud, it's rude, it's awesome. Vocals are cool, and the changes are perfect, and the great use of flanger that gets me moist in the special places. This sets the tone for the album, and it does not fault. I won't do each song, but I fucking love this album. I have to say, Piece of Your Action is awesome. The musical midsection alone is one of the best the band ever did. You got the solo, you get the build up, the drums come in, the melody, and then that scream. Okay, you never did it live, but it's fucking cool on the recording of the album. Now, Dio, a couple of years later, this album is loaded with classic fucking heavy metal songs. Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Don't Talk to Strangers, Rainbow in the Dark, and the rest of the album is just as fucking good as those. Once again, the deeper cuts are as good as the well-known songs. Great musicianship, songs are memorable, lots of melodies, solos are great throughout. Dio's vocals are outstanding. They would have to be to deal with some of these lyrics. Ride the Tiger, you can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. Okay, it sounds cool, but I've never known what you mean, Dio. It's probably the most well-known lyric from this. I don't get it. That is his shit I kind of struggle with. It sounds cool, but what the fuck? You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean.
Drugs, dude. Drugs.
Was Dio a druggie?
Not Dio.
Mötley Crüe were druggies. Their lyrics made more sense than that. Yeah, Stand Up and Shout, great opener, killer riff to the song, grabs you by the balls straight away and doesn't let go for the rest of the album. Invincible tells a fucking great story. I just ripped on the Tiger lyrics, but these lyrics are fucking beautiful. Rainbow in the Dark is an absolute amazing song. Killer intro, riffs are awesome, the solo is fucking beautiful, and Shame of the Night, beautiful ending to this album. Conclusion, I honestly don't care who goes through this week. I could happily listen to these albums over and over and over, but I'm going to do some comparisons still. Dio, better musicians. Mötley, better entertainers. Dio, better singer. Mötley, better lyrics. Subjective, but that's my opinion. Both have great storytelling in their lyrics. Both have memorable hooks, riffs, and solos. Both have singers who died years ago. Overall, okay, with all respect to Dio, that was aimed at Vince, so don't fucking lynch me. Okay, I love Dio, but I had to take a shot at Vince. I couldn't help it.
Oh, wow.
Overall, Holy Diver is a better album, better performances, songwriting, musicianship, but Too Fast for Love is just a fucking lot of fun. I've gotten drunk to that album so many times. What's not to love? Fucking. But if the title track of that, the backing vocals, now considering Vince's girth, it sounds like they're singing Too Fat for Love. He's going too fast for love. And they're like, too fat, you're too fat. Anyway,
nice. That's good. That's great.
Oh,
But seriously, listen to that track. It sounds like the
I
backing
know.
vocals are going
hear
too
it.
fat. You're too fat for love.
oh wow.
Well, it fits the bill. Yeah. Yeah.
It does.
If the shoe fits. Yeah.
Well, if the pants don't,
Yeah.
then
I don't know.
Oh no.
I don't know which
Do you pick
album.
it? Yeah, which way are you going, Dave? Because
Motley. I picked Motley.
Motley.
Right.
Yep.
You picked
Yeah.
Motley. All right. It's on now. It's 1-1. So Dave went with Motley. All right.
That's good.
Cool. Well, that sets things up because Belle, you're next.
All right. Okay. Look, I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off straight away here, and I don't think it's gonna shock anyone that I'll be choosing Dio over Mötley Crüe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow! Surprise, surprise. But I will explain why I think Holy Diver is the more deserving album. I think it's actually quite unfair to Mötley Crüe or to any band going up against Dio in this context. Yes, this is Dio's debut album, but it's certainly not his first album-making experience.
No.
By the time he released Holy Diver, he was a total pro in the industry. Age and experience were already on his side by this point. And with that came the advantage of being able to handpick his new band's members from a pool of talented musicians that wanted to work with him. But that said, you can have all those things working for you, but unless you have actual talent, you still wouldn't be able to release an album of this caliber. Strip back the obviously fantastic contributions of his band, and you're still left with beautifully crafted songs. Take away the music altogether, and you are left with the voice of God. Sorry, Connor.
Dio has
Ronnie
a voice.
James Dio's voice has
His
no
voice.
equal. There are some fantastic singers out there, but none ever make me feel what I feel when I hear this man sing. It's pure joy. I can't explain it any other way. This man's voice captured my heart and imagination before I even knew heavy metal existed. But that's another story. There's nothing about this album that I can say that hasn't been said. This is a perfect album, and I've not been able to find a single fault with it ever. Andrew.
I knew you were taking a shot at me then. I'll go through the list and point them out for you. All right.
Their list. My list has a 0. All right. And then you have Mötley Crüe's Too Fast for Love. Very much a debut album, but in all the good ways, it gives debut albums a certain charm. That comment is said with the benefit of hindsight. We all know that Mötley Crüe became a lot more polished in later years and later albums. But you know what? I don't want polished Mötley Crüe. I want this Mötley Crüe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why their self-titled album sucks.
Dave.
Sorry. It does. This
is raw, energetic, keen, and brash, and they definitely brought something new to the rock scene and set the tone and the standard for countless bands that followed in their footsteps. There have been so many imitators, even bands that were musically more talented didn't hold up and have that extra something special that Mötley Crüe gave their audiences.
Yep.
What the fuck's going on here? I think I might have lost a page.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We're at the wrap up. So yeah, I'm sure I had more to say about that album. But anyway,
we're left with a stapler for Christmas.
I need a monitor. That's what I need, so I can have this shit up on my screen.
I'll send you a monitor. I've got extras. All right.
Don't send me a monitor. Don't send me a monitor, but that'd be awesome. Send me a monitor.
A lizard.
Anyway.
Right. There's your mixed messaging.
Monitor lizard.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. That's quirky. I'm in mid-review, Jeff. Come on. All right.
Sorry.
So, just for the record, Oh shit, that's harsh. Vince Neil's singing voice does not bring me joy. Never was auto-tune needed more. Look, I stand by that.
Oh my
There was a lot
Wow.
more build-up and context to that. All right, there are some great songs on this album, some not so great, but definitely easy to see why this album was voted so highly by audiences. I'm not the biggest Mötley Crüe fan. I've made no secret of that, but credit where credit's due. This is a solid effort for a debut, and I do like this album, and I've quite enjoyed spending the week with it. But does it come close to Holy Diver? Not even remotely, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Holy Diver for the win. I'm a mess tonight. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Rest of it.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, if Dio gets another vote, it's all over. But it's time to see how this goes. Conrad, you're up.
Conrad.
Okay. Too Fast for Love. I mean, I remember hearing this in my teens. I was about 15 at the time, and it was a pretty fucked up sort of point in my life when we were listening to this. We were trying to be like them. They weren't
We're all, dude.
Yeah, we all did
the
that.
best role models. It was a soundtrack to our partying, and it was pretty out of control. I look back and I think, fucking hell, it was pretty wild. What I can remember of it was pretty insane. But this was played a lot in those parties. This was being played a lot, and it was pretty out of control. Yeah, maybe not so much on the sex side of things, but the other stuff definitely. But
You wouldn't know what you're doing.
Exactly. A bit later, bit of a late bloomer in that department.
Oh, so, dude, I didn't even hear this shit.
Yeah. But the other stuff,
things are different in England.
No, that was here in Australia.
It's Australia.
That was in Australia.
You were in the wrong place, dude.
You forget that. I grew up in Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty fucked up times, and this was the soundtrack to it. It was wild. And fond memories, some of it. Some of it I prefer to forget. But
we all.
Up against and you know, great sing along songs. Yeah, good fun. But I discovered Holy Diver a bit later. I discovered Dio a bit later, and fantastic, and what a band. And I mean, the band that he's got with Jimmy Bain and Vivian Campbell and Vinnie Appice, you know, phenomenal musician. So it's got to be Dio, Holy Diver for me. Just brilliant songwriting, fantastic songwriting, great tracks. I still play a few of these songs in my DJ set. I still play Rainbow in the Dark, Don't Talk to Strangers, We Rock. I play those quite regularly when I DJ. So as I do Livewire, I play that. That goes down well as well when I DJ. So you know, but yeah, no, Holy Diver gets this for me. Just what an absolute. Imagine being. I guess I was 10 at the time when this came out, but I wish I'd discovered this back then when it came out. It would have been pretty mind blowing to hear. In '84 when this dropped, it would have been like, oh my god, this is, you know, amazeballs. Yeah, still is amazeballs. Listening to it. It's aged very, very, very well indeed.
Both have, to be honest.
Yeah,
for the context of what they are.
Yeah, but no, I think Holy Diver is for me just based on songwriting and musicianship. And,
nice.
Leo being the Pavarotti of metal. As I call it.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic.
Ooh.
Cool. Well, it is decided, but we have one more point of view to hear. So, Jeff, is it 4-1 or 3-2? It's over to you.
Well, look, you know, originally when I started writing, right, I was writing, and then I went, oh, fuck, I've written too much. I've way too fucking much. So I had to go through, and I edited, and you know what? Maybe this is, the final word count was 1983. Kid you not. That's the final word count. Okay. So
there's a hint.
This is more like it. So finally, we have a couple of albums that are in many ways in the same wheelhouse, even though they are both vastly different in their own right. Chronologically, we have the debut album from the Green Band, Mötley Crüe, That's different from the blue band. But the green band, Mötley Crüe, which had only been together for a mere 6 months before heading into Hit City West, a small studio in Hollywood. Here, the four lads would go on to record what would go on to define their early career. For it was these initial songs that would garner enough attention, first from their loyal fans who snatched up every copy that they could get their grubby hands on, and later with numerous reprints. So the album would eventually go on to be platinum and sell in excess of 1 million album sales. So it's sex-drenched lyric music throughout lyrics. Sorry, Conrad, didn't mean to bring it down. The band recorded their material without having had any. I'm sorry, man. It wasn't. I just couldn't help myself. The band recorded this material without having any real experience in the studio. Now they had an in-house engineer named Avi Kipper, and he came to the studio. So they didn't choose him; he was just there, and he pretty much just guided the band around the equipment. He played little role in the direction of the album. They just went in there, played live, unmolested, and recorded it with pretty much most of the levels set to max.
Explains that fucking cowbell.
That's right. And I've watched interviews where they said they didn't know what they were doing. They had no idea. They just said, that sounds good, crank it up. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
So the album's first version, released on the band's own Leather Records, with just 900 copies, would sell out pretty quickly at the band's subsequent live shows. And this would help garner attention from Elektra, who would later sign the band to their first professional record deal in mid-1982. Now, there's a rawness on Too Fast for Love, especially on the original unmixed version that the band initially recorded. Now, later, after signing with Elektra, the album would get a remix by Roy Thomas Baker, a very famous producer you may have heard of. And I think this, while this version certainly sounded more professional, it took off some of the original naiveness that was on the original, that spark, that intangible element that gave the album its original character. So the remaster would then be the main version that the album that most people would hear, unless you happen to live in Canada, like yours truly, where we would get the album as it was originally released in Leather Records. Now, that was the version that I first heard, and a good friend of mine had the LP, and I can remember listening to it sometime in 1982 in his house, and him talking about it with some article that he had from Circus Magazine or Hit Parade. I don't remember which one it was. But I can distinctly remember him saying that these guys were going to be huge. And I think my mate must have had a crystal ball or something, or else he just knew something good when he heard it. And the following year, late in 1983, just before Christmas, it would be those words that echoed in my head as I bought their new album, the cassette of Shout at the Devil, Sight Unseen, complete with the coolest fuck album title. I thought it was very cool. For the steep price of $9.99 plus tax. So 70 cents tax, which was added. So it was $10.69. And I remember that distinctly. And I remember myself thinking that this would be my Christmas present to myself. Now, keep in mind, at this stage, Mötley Crüe was vastly unknown to the general public. And I remember how proud I was taking this thing to school, to show up to my friends, or getting to play it for everyone to hear in my art class, because I had a very cool art teacher.
Nice.
So
that's cool.
But Shout at the it was cool, and he was a cool guy. But Shout at the Devil is another album, and this review is not about that album. That is another story for another day. All up, Too Fast for Love is a brave release from an unknown band that would be instrumental in helping to carve out their career, paving the way for what was to come next. Each song is raw and vibrant, completely full of energy to an almost punk level, albeit with a hard rock edge. A classic release that would be seminal in laying the foundations for what would be released later. And some would argue that Too Fast for Love could be the band's finest album.
Yep.
Especially the original unmixed version. It's raw, it's pure, untouched by corporate and commercial greed, and I happen to be one of them as well. Now, have they put out more polished material? Yes. But anything this raw, naive, and simple? Certainly not. And I think it's this quality that cannot be faked or gotten to any other means other than the way it initially was.
Yeah.
So by contrast, Holy Diver is a highly polished debut album from a master vocalist taking his first tentative steps into rock and metal music world on his own. And many would argue that this first album is his best. When Holy Diver came out back in 1983, Dio was already known. He had previously established himself in the music world, mostly from his tenure as the frontman in Black Sabbath, famously replacing Ozzy, of course, and Rainbow before that, which was the Ritchie Blackmore solo offering. So it's fair to say that by this stage in his career, Dio was already well known. He had previously established himself in the music world, and this doesn't even touch his late 1950s or 1960s musical career, or his early tenure as the vocalist in the diminutive band Elf.
Yep, Elf.
Yep, that's right. So this semi-fame translates in many ways to a ready-made audience for his solo work. But still, it really wasn't quite that simple, and nothing ever is. Dio, as a solo artist, still had a huge mountain to climb. So when Dio had put together his solo band, complete with recent Sabbath drummer Vinny Appice, Jimmy Bain on bass and keyboards, and then unknown guitar phenom named Vivian Campbell, they headed into the studio, into Sound City Studios in early 1983 to record Holy Diver. That they would go on to record what many would consider to be a musical masterpiece. But for me personally, I don't think I would go that far. But I would say that for me, it's certainly one of his best albums that he ever did as a solo artist. And for me, it's a personal top 3 for me. And earlier, when I was discussing the way that Too Fast for Love was recorded, I firmly believe that this only added to the charm because the band literally had no idea what the fuck they were doing in the studio. And the same thing cannot be said for the master Ronnie James Dio. By this point in 1983, one could argue that he already had 25 years of recording experience under his belt, which is crazy.
Well, he produced it. He produced it as well. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So Holy Diver, whilst a great album, doesn't feel like it came from a hungry band. That's important.
Yeah.
So having said all that, I want it to be known that I still think that Holy Diver is a gem of an album. Super strong tracks, such as the title track, Stand Up and Shout, and of course the classic song Rainbow in the Dark, only add to the idea that this was indeed a masterwork album. So here's a snippet from the opening lyrics of Stand Up and Shout, which I always liked, and due to its incredible depth and meaning. It's the same old song. You've got to be somewhere at some time. They never let you fly. It's like broken glass. You get cut before you've seen it, so open up your eyes. Now, I really like those opening lyrics, and I don't think it's a coincidence that they were chosen to not only open the album, but the first lyrics that would be heard off the album. Ronnie intended to grab you right off the bat. And there's a lyrical complexity hidden here that tells a story in very few words, and that's not an easy thing to do. And I think that what Ronnie had a knack for doing over and over again throughout his musical career, we heard it every song that he had. Just the lyrics were just wow. So a strong lyrical economy we would get as well. The ability to tell a story in as few words as possible, and still have it make sense. Personally, I wish I could do that, but the length of this review would say otherwise. I remember watching an interview regarding the song Rainbow in the Dark when it was recorded, and Ronnie actually hated the song. He hated it with passion.
I heard that.
That's
wasn't going to be on the album.
That's right. Mostly because it was a little too poppy, he thought. And after coming from Sabbath, he wanted a strong metal album with strong metal songs. And the story goes that he was about to take a razor blade to the tape that it was recorded on. And this was back in the day where music was actually recorded on physical media. There were no backups. The rest of the band actually talked him out from destroying it and telling him and claiming that it was a great song. Dio eventually relented and didn't destroy it and decided to include it on the album. Looking back, as he went on to record, saying that this was the best musical decision that he ever made, because it was this song that would go on to enter the charts. And the video, of course, getting repeated airplay on the fairly new MTV. What's that?
Conrad.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that he's gone. But he can watch it back later. But it was the video that was really pushing Holy Diver as an album into the hearts of millions of hard rock fan and metalheads around the world. And to this day, Holy Diver is Dio's most successful album, having gone double platinum, selling well over 2 million copies. So one could break down an album into its most basic parts: guitar, drums, keyboard, bass, vocals, and analyze the lyrics and analyze each track. But I don't think one needs to do that. After all, it is the sum of all those parts together that forms what an album is. So listening to Holy Diver on a regular basis, I've grown to adore this album. Not because I personally think it's his best, because I don't, but because of the importance of it as a whole in the music world. So to deny that Ronnie James Dio is anything but a master frontman, lyricist, vocalist would be doing him and the music world an incredible disservice. He is all of these things. And he would eventually carve out his place in the history of hard rock and heavy metal music as we know it. And it was this foundation of Holy Diver where he showed the world that he was more than just a hired gun. He was capable of producing great things all by himself. And the importance of Holy Diver would play in the music world should not be understated. So together, all of these things culminate together in two amazing releases from two fantastic bands. What we would get from all of those ingredients mixed together are two classic albums, or classic debut albums, I should say, but only one can move on. So sadly, after all things taken into consideration, for one of these bands, their album just wasn't strong enough to make it through. So which album am I going to vote through? It's a tough one, but I've given it much thought and consideration, and I've deliberated over this. And I think for me that it cannot be the album that I would reach for the most, because I reached for both of these albums a lot. They both have a lot. I've had practically hundreds of spins on my stereo, Get a Blaster, headphones, whatever, over the years. So for me, one album wins over the other purely based on the influence that it had on the musical world when it was released. And while both albums came out of the gate as strong contenders, I believe that one album would just edge out itself over the other in sheer cultural impact. One album punches far above its weight, and that album to me has to be Too Fast for Love. I think what Mötley Crüe did here with this album, a virtually unknown band, is remarkable. And even though it didn't sell gangbusters at the time, its success would lead to their signing and ultimately to the creation of their next album, Shout at the Devil, which many consider to be the greatest hair metal band of all time. So in this way, Too Fast for Love's cultural success, building blocks, is paramount for an entire genre, and for this reason alone, it gets my vote.
Cool.
Sorry, guys. I know it was long. Hope it was
good.
good.
No, it was good.
It was great.
Yeah.
Always
And it made it.
Understand the reasoning. And I'm glad I wasn't the lone wolf. Feeling lonely in the night.
So far, last series I was a kiss of death. So far I haven't been yet, so I'm enjoying this series a lot more than the other one.
Touch wood.
Touch wood.
Exactly.
That's cool. Get to listen to Dio again for another week. Week after next.
Peace arise.
I don't think any of us would be unhappy with either album, kind of thing.
No,
it's one of those ones where it's But it made it interesting in the end because it was a 3-2 thing, which is cool. Which is a good way to do it, because I think both albums deserve a lot of love, but it's very different to the way the audience went with this one. So Belle, did you want to enlighten us onto the audience vote on this one, because it was pretty direct?
Okay.
It was rather
deal.
I'll have to I've got it up here actually. Oh, do I? No, that was on my other, that was on Linux. Linux has the responses. I think it was like
28-9.
Yeah.
In favor of Dio?
It was a landslide in favor of Dio, yes.
Yeah.
Dio over Mötley Crüe. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had it all.
That's all right. It's all good. That's why you sent it to me, just in case.
Yeah.
Backups are good. No, the funny thing about it is that last week Thor's trying to jump back in, but I can't bring him in at the moment. Waiting for a video or something to connect. It's just like a blank screen for him. But the last week we split from the audience. This week we're going with the audience. So even though it was a tighter vote for us than it was for the audience overall, it's going to make it really interesting what happens over the next.
Yeah,
Sorry?
it was very close. Last week was very close.
Yeah.
And this week was just complete blowout.
It's going to be interesting, and the next battle is going to be interesting too. So for those wanting to join in,
No,
next
it's not.
week.
What's the next battle?
Next week is Metallica Kill 'Em All going up against Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, well,
I was like, I know which one I'm going for already.
Yeah, I really do.
So do I.
It's going to be interesting.
I mean,
we'll see.
it should be a tough battle, but it's not.
There he is. He's back.
Ooh.
He's back.
Sorry.
Hey,
A lot of technical.
you're right.
back in the
lot of
luxury
technical
digs.
difficulties.
It's
Lot of-
all
lot
good.
of
It's one of those
technical
weeks.
difficulties,
We're
so.
all having a shit fight with
All
that
right.
stuff.
So what
behind the
was
scenes.
What was Jeff's decision then?
Motley.
Jeff went with he went with Motley, but we were just recapping
Okay.
there because that meant it was a 3-2 win to Dio, so Dio still goes through. But the audience vote was like 9-28 in favor of Dio. So we're with the audience this week, unlike last week. So we've done things differently. It'll be an interesting sort of to see how these trees progress. It's going to be really, really quite interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
And next week's battle, just for the record here, Conrad, is going to be Metallica Kill 'Em All versus Ozzy Osbourne, Blizzard of Oz. So
Right.
it's going to be an
So what was
interesting
that,
one
sorry?
next week.
What's up against Aussie? Sorry.
Kill 'em all.
Metallica Kill 'Em All.
Metallica Kill 'Em All. Okay.
Yep. So that's what's up against Ozzy Osbourne next week. But let's get some comments here because we did have audience here chatting away. So Michael said, Dio hands down, not even close at all for me. Sorry, Jody. So there we go. Adrian says, I had Livewire on cassette and Dio Holy Diver on album. So there we go. And also more cowbell. Saturday Night Live skit, Don't Fear the Reaper. That was good. The one on,
Yeah,
on the
that's so fucking funny.
Adrian's asked, here's a question. Did you people watch the Crüe movie?
Oh,
The
yes.
Dirt?
Yep.
10 times.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah.
Casting was a bit shit, but it was good.
It
I
was
thought the casting was
pox.
great.
It was pox.
You didn't like it.
No, it was pox.
What did you like about it?
Fine. I read the book.
I loved it.
The movie was a good adaptation of the book, but the casting was shit. But it was fun.
No,
it was a fun
it
2
was
hours. of
So
just Motley Crue
badly
shit.
cut together, it just made no fucking sense.
You can only get you can't get a whole life into 2 hours.
That movie that has got Motley Crue back together.
Yeah, for better or worse. But the thing is that they say that anyway.
Well,
but
yeah, that's what they say.
But the
150
flow
million.
of that movie was just nah. I mean, we all know the story. That's not the point. But just things had no context at all. It's like, come on, if you're going to do the story, at least have a shot at it.
I loved it. And my flatmate, who doesn't know Motley Crue from a fucking hole in the wall, I got him to watch it, and he thought it was fucking brilliant. He loved it. But maybe that's because he had no context. I don't know.
The funny thing is that Jody and I watched it, and Jody and I looked at each other and went, that wasn't all that good, was it? She's like, no. And she's a bigger fan of Motley than I am.
Ooh.
So we didn't like it.
I loved it.
So,
I
there you go.
All right.
thought the
I'll
actor
watch
that
it
did
and give
Aussie
you
was
my feedback.
atrocious.
Yeah,
What's
but
it
he
called?
wasn't meant to. It's called The Dirt.
The Dirt.
We're good.
On Netflix.
Okay.
You haven't said it, Belle. Wow.
No,
Well, Motley Crue's not really
didn't
in
know
her
it
wheelhouse.
existed. Didn't know
Yeah.
it existed.
Well, don't worry, you're not missing much. It's okay.
Oh, come on. Well,
really?
let her decide.
Let her decide. Let her watch.
Well,
Yeah.
She'll
It's-
watch it.
I'll have to.
I don't
I'll
think
have to go
you
watch
like
it
it, you like
again.
it?
I'll have to see it again just to.
I've watched
I'll
it
have to
about
see
10
it
fucking
again.
times. I can almost recite the clear. I just liked it that much.
I watched it once and I don't
Alright.
want to watch it again.
You said
I've
it's
seen it
not
3 times, I
I
think.
thought the guy that did.
What's that?
The guy that did Ozzy was terrible. The guy that played Ozzy was
He was
awful.
great.
He did a good job. I thought he was eating.
He was fucking spot on.
He looked just
terrible.
like the Ozzy from '83. Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, he did. He did a great job.
Oh yeah,
He did.
yeah. And that story.
He's the guy
That's
who does the
pretty
TV
much how
version
it
of
happened.
School of Rock.
Yeah.
He was great.
The
I
Ozzy
didn't
coming
like
out
the
with the $10
directing.
bill in his ass cheek. That all happened. You know. Yeah.
But now that's I don't know. Anyway, so there's your question answered, Adrian. So there we go. What do we got here? Rowan says, game idea, Mötley Crüe. Okay, Andrew reads random words from Mötley Crüe's song. Players get one guess. First to guess the song wins. Now, am I doing the live version or the album version for that, Rowan? Because that's going to make it a very different game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, it would. Yeah, it sure would. Nobody would get anything. Nobody would get anything.
But anyway, cut all the consonants out, just stick to the vowels. Vinny says, I was a chubby little potato when I was listening to Mötley Crüe regularly, and I can still remember holding into a bag of Coles Coles chocolate chip cookies, enjoying Too Fast for Love. Sentimental for me. Well,
are you now too fat for love?
Well, I think that he's
all those cookies.
Vinny has transferred his waistline to Vince. It's like Vinny grew up into Vince. Anyway, but followed up with, I'm not sure Vince could go around.
In Vince's defense,
maybe go round and round.
Vince's defense, and I just saw them recently. I couldn't fault them.
Sorry?
I could not fault them.
I get it. Yeah, I know, but
he's got many pieces of your action.
Yeah, this is playing into the long-standing jokes.
Fine.
Yeah, I think
grills,
snippets, editing, all that shit had a lot to TikTok era we're in now, where people put up clips and
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. But I saw them on the last tour here, and
yeah,
they
so did I.
They had the backing girls giving Vince some clear cover though. So
yeah,
I don't know about the tour they're on now. Might be completely different. But the last tour, Vince needed cover, and he got it.
It was
done,
man. I've never seen Crüe. I'm going. I'm fucking going.
I've seen them a few times.
I'll go.
The 20-minute drum solo was a bit much for that Crucify fucking roller coaster that went over the audience and came back 20 minutes later. Just fucking with all the sample shit over it. I got bored. I started checking Facebook. So it was with Alice Cooper. They should have given Alice an extra 30 minutes and cut the drum solo. Oh, fuck. I liked some of Tommy Lee's drumming, but that Crucify shit with the samples, nah.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, it's he's singing well. Vince is singing well on this tour.
Oh, yeah, and if he is, that's great. And like I said, I'll go again. I'm just playing on the thing because I have seen them when they have had to do cover, and it makes sense to do so. What do we got here? Adrian says, everybody wearing spikes and stud bracelets went Too Fast for Life. Yes, it was a big cultural impact. Vinny says, at least you were wanking. That can be a substitute for a late bloomer. Conrad, your meat can handle plenty. Thor. Oh, here we go.
Conrad, dude, you got to sit up. You won't be target for these comments.
No, I know.
Sit up straight, like a man.
God, here we go. Jeff Rowan says,
a comfy couch.
Yeah, well, casting couch or just a couch? Rowan says, person.
Are you too fast for long? Have you got a piece of your action?
Oh God, here we go.
Is it a live wire?
Trust you to lower the tone, Dave.
Come on and dance.
Anyway, wait till Vinny gets in. Rowan
says, sophisticated show we have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it has its moments, but it does.
Person calling Jeff for tech support. How do I turn monitor on Jeff? How fast can you flick your tongue in and out? There we go. That's when the monitor lizard joke came on.
I remember that. That's a good one. I'll use that one.
Yeah, use that one. Adrian says, my favorite Crüe album, Shout at the Devil. So there we go. Rowan says, we're up to 1666 in Jeff's review. London has just been destroyed by fire. There we go.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It was long. Yeah.
These have longer.
I have had longer. Yes. Yeah.
Adrian says Rainbow Stargazer, brilliant song. That is undeniably a
Isn't
great
it?
song.
Yeah.
The best. Yeah.
There is a whole lot of love here in the
That's the
comments, a
Mount
lot of
Everest
laughter
of
and stuff
metal.
going on, but
It's the Mount Everest of
Michael
metal.
says the audience is right, which they always are, of course. Nicole says, I hated the whole 3 minutes of I saw back to the movie there for a second, so I'm glad I'm not alone here, Nicole. Thank
It's
you for
not
that.
that bad. Jesus Christ.
Jeez. No, I don't think it's that bad either.
Vinny
But it's
says
a fun kill.
Vince is eating with the devil these days, so there we go.
Devil
Jolie's
weekend.
here. Good to see you, Jolie. Jolie's gone, hello, everyone. Just got home. I'm glad you're here. Hope you get to watch the rest of it later on. But
Shells
yeah,
with the deviled
we're having
sausages.
some fun now. What do we got here? Michael says, yeah, Dio for me, much better live solo in Heaven and Hell, much better than Mötley. So there you go. There's reasons for that there. Vinny says he's shaking hands with Dr. Feelgood. Guys says,
can
Jeff
reach
got you
you.
by the bells. And Michael says, damn, Dave, you've gone through the whole tub of margarine already, 5 kilo worth. There we go. That's Dave. He's very excited tonight.
Is it?
We
I
haven't
ask
even got to the bin.
Wow.
I was
shit.
asking a question. I was going to ask a question, but I don't know if it's going to be a can of worms question.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, shit.
Well, obviously we all love Dio, and
Hmm.
he's gone, unfortunately. So, would you go see the hologram tour
No,
of him play?
no,
wouldn't.
no way.
I've seen footage of it, didn't like it.
No. Fake shit.
And I'm talking about not just like phone, actual promotional footage. For
I
it,
think
didn't like it.
I think I would. I don't know. Look, I'm never going to get a chance to see the guy, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen him live.
No, there's
I'd
DVDs,
rather watch-
plenty of
I'd rather
DVDs
watch
you can
DVD,
watch of the
yeah.
actual shit that happened. No,
Yeah.
not seeing fake shit.
Because
Well,
the
let's
thing
go.
is too that the backing
I got to
band.
see Dio a few times.
Yeah. Wow. Fuck. Of course.
Fucking hell, Conrad. Fucking
Wow.
hell. Seriously.
Fuck you,
I hope
Conrad.
they do. Hope they do, Bell. I hope they do.
I've just seen
Oh, here we go. Ta-da. Shit. But the
Oh, wow.
but no, I the promotional footage I saw, I think we did as a hot topic, and I was critical even then.
Yeah.
The backing band were just
Yeah.
no, like they played technically, but they just stood there, and that was it. But you can't get the same dynamic
No, I
interaction.
get
with
that.
hologram. So I don't think it's not a band. It's
Yeah.
it's a backing band.
Well,
to a
here's the question.
digital
I
thing.
mean, and this is not related. Kinda, it is. So
Did
the
Wendy
Beatles are
endorse
now.
this?
I don't know if you saw it today. They just there was a movie that just put out
I saw you
a
put that up,
movie
yeah.
about there's a song. There's one song that they were able to get and to piece together with the help of Peter Jackson from the Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
of a demo tape that John Lennon made, and they took the lyrics. They were going to do it in '95, but they didn't have the technology, and so now they've got the technology. They were able to lift it. So what they're going to do is they're going to, I guess the thing is they're going to release this as a new Beatles song. It's got everybody playing on it, everybody, including George. And they're talking about that for the parts where John Lennon sings, they'll actually have an AI and it will be him singing on screen. Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, but I'm not paying my hard-earned to go and watch it in person.
That just strikes me as bad taste.
I think there's an
strikes me as
element to
bad
letting
taste.
sleeping dogs lie, so to speak. I mean, at some point you got to pull the pin on. That's it. The career's done, and I think there's a bit of a measure.
Watch
of
old footage, real life shit.
Yeah. I think digging at the archives is more important than creating AI stuff, but that's my take on it.
Look, I think it's definitely a hot topic.
Not real.
It could be. Yeah,
I think the Elvis tour was the first of those hologramic shows.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Elvis. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to open up a can of worms.
No, that's all right.
Because we were talking about the
No, it's a tough one.
Go, Bell.
Tough one.
All right.
Don't pretend you're not being a shit stirrer, Jeff.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to grab those worms, put them back in the can, and fucking toss the can away because we're going to move on.
All right.
So next week's live stream is, like I say, Metallica Kill 'Em All versus Ozzy Osbourne Blizzard of Oz on Sunday. For those joining us via Patreon,
We're going to be reviewing Elm Street, Firstborn, Screaming Eagles, Devin Townsend, another Metallica record. We're going to do 3 TV episodes, that one as well, all to do with requests. The first one being from Patreon supporters, the other 2 being the public.
Get your requests in, people.
Yeah, there's social media posts. Now, I'm not putting another one out. I'm not taking requests from this one. Go back, look at our previous posts, and get your requests in quick because we're filming them on Sunday. But I think that's about it. Watch us on telly, 10:30 p.m. Saturday night on Channel 31 in Melbourne, 10:30 p.m. Thursday night on Channel 44 in Adelaide. Both those are you can watch simulcast basically on ctvplus.org.au and also on the CTV Plus app on your phone, device, whatever it is you got going on. Like I was saying at the top, all the reference tracks are there. So if you're here with us live, great. You've obviously caught everything. But for those tuning in later on, thank you for spending some time with us. But your reference tracks are again in the description box of this one. So make sure you go and check out the music for yourself. Make up your own mind. Don't just take our word for it on anything at all. Just go and check it out. And yeah, if you'd be so kind, keep following through the links there because you can follow us on your preferred social media platform of choice. Otherwise, just search for The Hard Rock Show. You'll find us pretty quick. And if you'd be even more generous than that, check out our Patreon page. Any help you can give us there is greatly, greatly appreciated. You get to do things like watch what we're going to do stupidly on Sunday because Dave and I have a hell of a lot of fun with those little sessions.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different vibe. It's very, very cool. But yeah, there's a lot going on. Sorry, Dave?
Join us. You'll find out what's crawling across my roof. You'll see hands fall from the ceiling. All types of crazy, wacky shit happens. And I'm sober, which is unusual.
Different.
So pay for the privilege of seeing me sober.
It helps us out, though. To be serious, though, we're going to try and build a bit more into the new year because I like to get back doing interviews, but I need to get the balance right with the finance there. So
lots of cool interviews coming through. I like to get back into that.
So many. We want to get back into interviews.
When I stopped doing interviews, like the week after, 3 cool ones came through. Floor Jensen, Chris Jericho, and Wednesday 13.
Yeah.
Like, fucking... Yeah, 3 that would have been perfect. But yeah, I want to get back into this shit. There's a lot of bands coming next year. It'd be cool to get back to interviewing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help us out if you're so kind, people. It makes life a lot easier for us.
Don't have enough hours in the fucking day, but make this shit happen. Somehow we used to make it happen.
It's harder these days, though, man. It genuinely is. That's the problem with it all.
Yeah.
All right, we got here. Michael says no. Sorry, Adrian says I saw Dio and Ingve at Fillmore, San Fran, 2000. Fucking hell!
Oh.
Wow. Michael says, Jeff, interesting question. I wonder an installation of hologram versus concept might get me interested more. Yeah, maybe, but interactive with memorabilia, etc., could be good. Interactive, maybe, but even still, it's gonna feel pretty hollow for me. But Nicole says that was done with Nat King Cole. That was too, actually. AI singing with his daughter Natalie. I quite enjoy that. That was clever back in the day. That was unforgettable. I think it was
unforgettable.
The duet.
Gosh, like back in the late 80s, early 90s.
She said it was amazing to be able to do it.
Yeah, it was an intentional thing, though. That was a thing.
That's right.
The delivery of it and how it's handled, and the tastefulness of how it's handled, I suppose, is if it's handled correctly and right and appropriately, then maybe, you know.
But again, that's so
it's really down to the delivery of it. Yeah.
But I know the whole Dio hologram was endorsed by Wendy, his widow, and everything, but it doesn't feel right. It's a cash in on. He's not around anymore. You have so many live DVD concerts available.
Well, the thing is that with the power of AI tools, I'd rather them see they do things like fix the old footage and use AI to help them fix the old stuff out there versus trying to create something fake. But that's my take on it. There is use for the technology. I just think you can use it a different way.
Use it better. Enhance what's already there. Just don't recreate what's not there anymore.
Because they're already doing that too. They're already using AI to enhance things. So I'd rather they do that than anything else.
You can't replicate the original.
No.
Well, this segues nicely into the bin for this week. So we'll do the bin. We'll get out of here. Dave, let's start with you. What are you putting in the bin this week?
I have 2. Last week I had Halloween lights up here, and I put them out the front of the house. But somehow between here and there was a massive tangle. Now, if anyone's ever had to untangle Christmas lights or seasonal lights, it's an absolute bitch. And I don't know how that happened, but it took a good 20 minutes, so that can get in the bin. The second is a little bit more of a story. Potentially dangerous situations that you don't realize until afterwards. Now, for Halloween, I carved a jack-o'-lantern. I should have sat at the kitchen table, but I didn't. I sat in the lounge room, had some Halloween playlist going. I'm in a happy place. It's approaching Halloween. Started carving on the table. Like, oh, I got to get a bit better. So I got the pumpkin between my legs. I'm like scraping away, carving out. Well, I start hacking away. It wasn't until Mr. Jack's all done, we realized, fuck, if I slip with that knife, life wouldn't be worth living. I mean, I could cut half off and I'd still be fucking proud, but Jesus Christ, I could have really done some serious injury to myself. So, so potentially stupid situations that you don't realize can get in the bin.
Dave, just put yourself in the bin for doing that. Just
fuck.
Wow.
If I slip, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Surprise. Well, does it tell you something that Julie didn't stop you? But anyway.
Well, yeah. Fuck it. Remember ages ago when we mentioned the Beatles? And I said I had to say something nice otherwise she cut my balls off and then she'd like regret it afterwards. I got a text message the next day that clearly said, I won't miss them.
Oh, nice.
So,
No.
All right, we'll move on.
yeah, please do before I get in more trouble.
Let's get to you. What are you putting in the bin this week?
Me?
Yes.
Well, actually, mine's very serious, actually. Very serious. So, Triple M. But not as you
They're
think
not
it.
serious.
Not as you think it. Triple M. So the
They
massive
can go in the fucking
mushroom
bin fucking
murderer.
30 years ago.
That fat cunt can get in the bin. She's just been charged with the the mushroom scandal thing. Yeah. So it took them 6 months, but now they're gonna find. So yeah, I call her the Triple M, massive mushroom murderer.
Yep.
There you go, Triple M. Yeah. So she can get in the bin and someone fucking weld the top fucking shut.
Well,
I miss the old bin.
Proven guilty. So
well, this is true. I agree. But I think I do miss your old bin. You ever going to get it back?
Yeah, it's in storage.
Oh, it's
I haven't thrown it out. It's in storage. Okay. Just got to go and get it. That's all. So it'll come out eventually. Just got to get it. That's all.
Welcome back, bin. We're gonna have that party happening.
We'll have a welcome back party for the bin. We'll do that when I get it back here. Alrighty, Conrad, what are you putting in the bin?
His
really?
His internet.
Wow.
Frozen.
Holy shit!
Conrad,
yeah, that's what's gotta go in the bin. You fucking
That's
internet.
going in the bin.
Dude, get your hand off it.
Pay that fucking thing a little bit more money and give us some fucking seeds once in a while and it'll run fast.
No, the hamster's dead. The hamster's holding up the bin.
Hamster is
it's
dead.
a big dust ball at the bottom of the bin. All right, Bill. While we wait for that to fix up, what are you putting in the bin, Bill? He's dropped out now. So, Bill,
all right. I will take the mood down a notch, but just briefly. I would like to put bullies in the bin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bullies at school. I have never had to encounter or deal with this before, but poor Ellis is copping a little bit of bullying, and which is really sad. It really breaks my heart. He's dealing with it like a trooper, but it's not cool, and so bullying's not good. He's really smart and really quiet, and he just kind of he does his thing, and you know because he's like a bit different, he gets targeted. So but you know he's smart enough to understand why it's happening, but it's still not cool.
No, that's fucked up. No one can deal with that.
Well, on behalf of us here, I can say to Ellis, we got your back, buddy. Don't let those fucking get you down. It'll
yourself,
work out in the wash later on in life.
Be yourself. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
No,
he'll be good. He'll be making $1 million, making a fortune, and
that's it.
Yeah,
it'll all work out in the end. School is the smallest part of your life. It will.
It might seem like the most important thing at the time, but it's the smallest part.
Yep.
Totally.
It'll end.
I agree. I think he gets that too, but he's still going to be there every day.
Doesn't help now. Yeah, I know. It sucks to go through it. It's not fun.
Yeah.
So we're working through that. But that sucks. But I'm also putting Ellis in the bin because today...
Who's the bully now?
Is this because
the bully's in the bin and you're putting Ellis in the bin with the bully?
This is going to go well.
I'm the bully. I've been bullying him. No, it's not me. I'm putting him in the bin because this afternoon when I was still working, and he came over and he was looking at my computer, and there's for our work we have a profile picture next to like it's a little icon next to our emails and our Microsoft Teams that we use for video calls and stuff.
Yep.
And this photo was taken, I don't know, let's say about 15 years ago. And he's looking at it. He's like, "Oh, is that you?" I said, "Yeah, my hair's a bit darker. You know, it was a while ago." He's like, "Yeah, you had no wrinkles then."
Oh, shit.
I'm like, wow, thanks, dude. Feeling really, really good about myself right now. So he can go in the bin for that.
Should have
Wow.
said all my wrinkles came after you were born, you little fucker.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Well, it was about that time. It was around about that time. So
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Now, Ellis, we have you back, but I tell you this: don't ever say that again to any woman in your life ever. Okay,
Yeah.
it will not end well.
You'll have a
for you.
happier life, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zip it when it comes to that, mate.
I explained all of this directly after that comment. So yeah, he can go in the bin.
There's a reason the saying "happy wife, happy life" exists. There's a reason for that saying. And
Yeah,
that's-
I've never heard that expression.
He can test it all out on me, you know. But yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah, no, that'll be. If he does, I want to know because that'll be hilarious.
They're my two bins. That's it from me.
Nice. Alrighty, Conrad, we got you back. Have you got something for the bin?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh,
Shitty internet connection.
Yes.
Shitty internet connection can go in the bin.
Yep.
That can go in the bin. Other than that, Kyle Sanderlands, he can go in the fucking bin.
Whoa,
He hasn't said anything.
Still pissing people
He hasn't
off.
said anything this
Oh.
week, but he's just a piece of shit. He can go in the bin.
Yep. Fuck that guy. Yep.
Is he
Fuck
in the
that
UK
guy.
now,
I've been-
Conrad? Is he moved
No.
over there?
No.
It's just
I
a
just
general thing.
for our international viewers, he's a radio DJ here in Australia, and he's just vermin. He's just absolute fucking
Yeah.
Utter
garbage.
pond scum, that one. Yep.
He's just a piece of shit. I've been doing radio for probably longer than he had, and how the fuck this guy gets paid to do radio is beyond me.
He should
But I
be.
guess being bigoted, rude, and offensive is what people want to tune into. Then that's a pretty sad state of affairs. But yeah, I can't stand the guy. It's just
Moral of the story is we need to go harder.
scum of the
No,
earth.
joking.
Scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Yes. So he
No,
can
I
go-
agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
For me, I have a couple of bins as well, and they're all to do with what I do for my day job. I do delivery driving, which is, nice and not too complicated, obviously, for the most part. But the funny thing about it all is that because I'm in a small town now, you notice certain things a lot more than you used to in bigger situations. So, going to a Coles order, for example, there's one Coles in town. One Coles only, and it's in the dinkiest little fucking shopping center of all time. And the problem is that particular days of the week ends up with certain pay cycles, and you get every fucking dropkick out there just walking through, just fucking stopping in the middle of fucking nowhere for no reason, just to stop to to chat to a mate, and they take up the entire fucking walkway that's there, and it's just get the fuck out of the way. Like, have a little bit of self-awareness that if you're going to stop and talk, don't do it in the middle of the fucking aisle. Okay, get out of
They're
the
not
way.
used to you city folk. They're not used to you city folk coming into town and racing down the
Fucking,
aisle.
I tell you what, I'm gonna get a trolley. I'm gonna fucking show them what it fucking does. Like, it's like actually just have a bit of fucking spatial awareness, because it's just
on you.
maddening. Because they just stop. They just stop for no fucking reason. It's like, what are you doing, you half-wit? And they do it in their cars as well, which is fucking worse. Like, what are you doing, you
It's the
moron?
country folk. What do you expect?
You can
Is
take
this
the
when
tree off
they
of that,
drive
and they just-
up and they see each other and they just stop and have a chat through their
Yeah.
car windows?
I've seen that. It's fucking
That
oh
happens
my
here.
God. It's so dumb. Like, it it's drive-by stupidity is what it is. It's just I don't get it. It's just what the
You're not
fuck are you
selling you're not selling the country to me anytime soon.
No, like
Yeah,
I love
fuck
the
that.
lifestyle. Don't get me
Stay
wrong.
where
It's
you
just,
are, dude.
but the point
Yeah.
is that you go to this lifestyle to get away from people. It's just when you get to go into the same place as all those people at the same time, you just encounter the same amount of stupid
They're
as everywhere else.
stupid.
And because there's
realise
less room
they're
to get away
stupid.
from it, you find all the stupid, but it's a smaller pond, so you can't get around it. It's fucked.
This is a different kind of stupid.
It's called
Yeah.
inbred. It's called inbred stupid.
Inbred kind of stupid. That makes sense.
Oh,
Stupid.
it's bonkers. And on top of this, right, because it is a smaller town and there are only select amounts of parking spots and all those kinds of things, there's a particular run of shops at a particular place. So you go and do your thing there. But people who treat loading zones like a regular parking spot get fucked. Okay, you can go in the bin as well, because loading zones for people that are doing their fucking job, and it's not just for me. There are actual full-blown, the postal service, everything else that just can't get in, because this one strip is a fucking nightmare. I'll tell you about it later on. But you can only go one way down this road, and the parking's all parallel on one side and fucking angle on the other one, and it's like, oh my fucking god. And so everyone's sort of stopping and starting anyway to get in and out of this joint. It's a fucking traffic nightmare. But then to get to where you got to go, there's always loading zones at X amount of places, because everyone's so fucking in their own goddamn world. They just park in the loading zone and stay there for half an hour. It's like, you fucking moron. People need that for work. Like, the fuck does loading zone mean to you? It's not for you to take a load off. It's for fucking people to work. Drop kicks. Fucking stupid fuckers everywhere. Fuck off. Oh my god. I moved to get away from you dickheads, not get fucking
You've had a
surrounded
good
by you
week,
when I go to
haven't you,
the
man?
school. Oh,
Do you feel better? I find the bin
do.
an excellent place to just vent and
yeah.
Yes.
It works. It's Dave will know. It's our weekly therapy. It's what we do. It
It
makes us
is.
feel better.
It's
and gets
cheaper
us
than
through the next
psychology.
It is
Yeah.
a lot. No, but thank you all for enduring that.
Yeah.
Fucking bizarre. And Conrad
Bye,
says, "Go
Conrad.
again."
Conrad,
Got
Um,
another
had a
one.
rough
Shit.
time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. All right, we got comments here. So after that, so with the cash grab, that's where you said the Wendy Dio thing there.
Yeah.
From Adrian. Rowan says technology that works last week but not this week is in the bin. Well, that's a lot of us here today, actually. Dave was hacking away. Here we go. Vinny says my bin. Hacking away, yeah. My bin is being asked to remove my jacket from the back of my desk chair at work as it could fall and become a tripping hazard. Government OHS can eat a dick. Wow.
Oh, what?
That's petty. That's petty.
Wow.
That's a new one.
You got it worse than I do, Vinny.
Yeah. Adrian's gone, cool, Chucky Doll Bell. So there we go. More love for Chucky there.
Hey, thanks.
Conrad's back.
Michael says everyone at school is related to each other except for him. Talking about your boy there, I think there. Michael talking about Ellis there. Vinny says,
too.
oh god, here we go. I don't know. Could be where I am. Vinny says, I was bullied a little in high school until I jammed a sausage roll into a bread roll, then I became a hero. True story. We called them cheeky fat ones. Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice one, Vinny.
yeah, Nicole's
relate.
gone. They do it driving too. Yep. No hurry up here. That is the case. And Sally's gone, thanks, guys. While Nicole's losing her shit. Oh, fuck. We've had some fun tonight. It's been a blast. It's a late one, so thank you for sticking with us. Hopefully you've all enjoyed the show, but we'll get out of here and we'll see you all again, same time and place next week for more of our stupidity. But it's been a blast. Thank you all. Thank you guys as well, but we'll get out of here. Until next week, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Belle.
And I'm
And
Conrad.
that's Conrad.
There we go. We got
It's
the
slow.
delay. The internet is brilliant.
UK is slow.
It's slow over there. It's like
Cut off.
there.
Tally ho, chaps.
We'll see you soon, folks. We're going to deal with this internet and hopefully have a smoother show next week. We'll see how we go. But until next week, you know what to do.
Drink up.
No.
Rock on.
Rock on,
Go.
folks. We'll see you soon.
Stick a sausage roll in your bread roll.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Vinny's right.
Cheeky little buggers. Oh, cheeky fat ones. There we go.
Bye.